Wow!
I think Solani remembers.
No,
Solani's
we're not
got
done
a
rolling yet.
great memory.
We're not done rolling yet. Yes! Yes!
Dan, or
Josh, don't you fuck me, Josh.
Josh, you know
You
what the
fucked me already.
funniest thing.
Don't you fuck me again, Josh. Don't you
Josh,
fuck
you know
me
what the
again.
funniest
Don't
answer
you
would
fuck
be.
me.
I will kill Dardis. I will take away his paladin levels. Don't you fuck me.
Common thing, and I could give a real recap, or you could do the funniest thing ever.
Josh, don't you do it. Don't you do it, Ricky Bobby.
I'm sorry that
Josh, what's your commitment to the bit?
the immediate threat was just so fucking good.
No, I wouldn't have expected you to do it, except you did it to me the last time. So now I can't trust you anymore,
See,
Mr. Man.
The cookie crumbles.
It's true, but Hana,
Did you sit there and act like you wouldn't do the exact same thing in my position, you fuck?
But all of the matter aside, Hana,
You don't want that.
would you please so kindly
You don't want
demonstrate
that.
your fine memory for...
Josh is in here just making enemies.
Oh fuck.
I'm all
me.
about that blood,
You
son.
You monster.
I am.
Grimka.
That's why
So,
I'm a GM, baby.
Last time on Dragon Ball Z, the Z Fighters arrived at the Cell Gate. Mr. Satan tried to take on Cell. It did not go well. Then, okay, no.
I took out
like
Majin
Mr.
Buu
Satan.
myself.
He's dope. He's cool. I like him.
He's a good dad.
We started off. I believe we started off in a fight
Yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
with Valindra.
Mm-hmm. Shadow Mantle.
Okay, with Valindra, who turns out, big fucking surprise, is a lich. Ooh, who would have thought? Okay,
You found that out before. Yeah.
We knew that for a while now.
well, yeah, of course, but
But now it's been demonstrated. Again.
are you recapping or am I recapping?
Oh, I'm so sorry. By all means, go ahead.
You know, we
Man, I'm in a Josh. He mutes his mouth.
she beats our ass a little bit. Solani dies.
How did Solani die? Grimka.
So Valindra suggests arm, whatever. She controls Grakdar's mind and is like, hey, that's a fake Solani. Kill fake Solani. She killed the real Solani. And Grakdar's like, ooh, Grakdar smash! And then
In my defense, I did help Grakdar kill me.
I believe hit her up in the air and then smashed her down when she hit the ground too.
Yeah.
Threw her 30 feet straight up. Yeah.
That didn't kill me though. It was the subsequent beating afterward that killed me.
Yeah.
Action surge is a beautiful thing.
Fully dies.
But
Then Grakdar's like, oh my god, what have I done? And we managed to. I'm laughing at this shit. We managed to fight off Valindra, and we give Solani a good old revivify with some diamonds, you know.
Mm-hmm.
in my defense, Veltic died too. So we had to spend a diamond on Veltic and then a diamond on me.
Well, you had to spend a scroll.
No,
on
we
me.
spent a scroll on Velvet.
And we found that one for free.
Either way, it was a resource that we used. I'm not the only one who died.
Peru. Once that happens, we. I don't. We did some more walking for a while. Okay, help me out.
Mad Monkey Mist wafted off the lake.
Yes, we got chased by the mist. We ran for our lives so as to not get, killed by the Mad Monkey Mist.
And y'all were mostly fine, but Grakthar sucked in a bit of Mad Monkey Mist.
Grekthar took a hit.
We hit him with a double cleanse of the lesser type.
Yeah. Oh, my memory fails me after this.
That was the end. I was just gonna say that you guys, after the fight with Valindra, you planned out a route, taking you through Nangalore and Kirstabal because Solani needs some specific resources. One of which you found at a statue of Ubtao. You found a large enough piece
Piece
of
of ivory.
ivory that you could begin to
Right, but we
carve.
need to carve it. We don't have the
Yes.
tools for it
I
yet.
have no carpenters.
And I would also say like Mason's tools maybe would work. But
Anyone have
the
Mason's
only other
tools?
thing that
How many stone carvers out here?
yeah, the only other thing that happened was the day before that you had a goblin encounter in the early morning that you and they were like, "Hey, leave us alone. We saw what you did to the other tribe.
Yeah, please don't
We would
fucking
like to
murder us.
you need to leave so that we don't have to fight you because of our laws and kill ourselves on you, death by adventurer style." And that was pretty much everything. We ended session with the long rest and Grekthar's healing by Velthek. We had just done our morning rituals. Velthek created food, Death Word himself, and has cast Foresight with the staff. Everyone has bug dapped already in the morning.
Yeah.
As you awaken on the shores of Lake Luo. The massive lake fills this basin of water in the middle of the jungle. You're more than 50 miles from the ocean. This large freshwater lake has a variety of ecosystems both within and around it. You guys are in the edges of the Valley of Embers, a slightly blighted wasteland from the fumes and former lava spills that roll down from the peaks of flame to your south. But just ahead of you and behind you, you can see the thick and dense jungle that has been slowly encroaching forward year over year in between these natural disasters.
Did
You
did Velthek use his fancy temple spell,
no,
or did we
No.
camp out hut?
We talked about it, but decided not to.
Well, I didn't have it prepared.
yeah.
Oh,
No matter where you are, it's going to take some level of preparation to pound out a flat area of earth clear of literally every obstruction.
Well, you just need to
Um,
clear it. We'll fill in
yeah.
the rest.
Yeah, a level of preparation that you guys have not yet like dedicated to making a random ass fucking temple in the middle of the forest.
Abusing my power? I don't know what you mean makes a fucking temple. What the fuck?
Yeah, if we can find the reagents I need, we can at least make a more discreet place to live in for a little bit. So, does anyone have Mason's tools? 'Cause I know we were talking about the other kind of tools last time, but I don't think we talked about Mason's tools.
We did not talk about Mason's
Brakthar
tools.
has thieves' tool proficiency.
Um,
Grakthar can pick a lock, but
I believe what we ended on last time with that conversation was that Grimka can make her tools into those tools, right?
I think
no, I thought
that was
the
No, since
she's
that's a
using the
normal.
homebrew artificer,
Yeah.
not the base artificer.
Got it.
yeah, and the homebrew doesn't have that particular skill set. Why do you gotta be complicated, Grimka?
I just wanted cool, Jordan.
Like, yes, Georgie 2.0 is better, but still. Do we want to walk along this lake so that, that's a thing, or do we want to, like, how do we want to head to Nangalore since we gotta...
Well, I mean,
We do have a lake in the way.
north and then west.
Were we portaging
Yes,
the boats?
this whole
So-
way. Yes, since Kaibo, you've
Oh,
been portaging your
wait.
canoes. You have
No,
two
yeah,
6
we
person
should take the
canoes.
boats because we gotta eventually take this river all the way up to here.
Okay.
So we should
Well, then,
take the boats up to like there, and then we can head to Nangalore.
do we want to just go to Kur Sabal then? Because wouldn't that isn't the safety of Nangalore questionable?
You were not headed to Nangalore for safety. It was possible that there might be riches there.
Oh, okay.
including-
There might be like a spoon
like
and a teacup.
It was
and...
it was like a noble's garden is what you guys remember about it.
Oh,
The former
okay.
queen of Omu is what is I think the information that you got that Velthek and his party got 4 months ago about Nangalore. You guys heard a rumor.
God,
I heard a
remember
rumor.
when Volkswagen had a whole other ass party that have all gone to the wind.
I mean, he can still ask Sprocket if he's pooping.
Did Sprocket poop?
No, well, he doesn't eat.
Oh.
So
Yeah.
if you don't eat, there's no need to take a shit.
Well, at least Sprocket can ask
Siles-
Siles if he's pooping. Siles, I must poop. Help me.
I'm gonna do is sending that to
Oh
Azaka.
God. Hey Nate.
Okay. There's there's a literal translation of a sound that you make when you're like that's gonna eat 2 words. Okay.
What the fuck?
I'll tell everyone. Fuck. My head hurts. That's the message you get back.
Clearly a night of drinking.
Or she's in pain from the danger that you're putting yourself in.
Hi, babe.
Hi, babe. There's a lich after. Hey, gotta cover your bases.
The only other person she might go after is Asaka and Sprocket.
Siles and Sprocket?
No,
Was
she never
Siles
met
with us?
Siles. No, Rookvar was with you guys. Siles never met her. Siles is fine. Unless she goes after her net.
Yeah,
Then that
there's
might be an
no,
issue.
there's no big lich that's definitely not dead that's not looking for Siles.
Yeah.
Why would it?
Who ran off with his staff.
May or may not have just totally jacked one of the
yeah.
most powerful lich's staff in the universe.
Whoops.
Look,
That old chestnut.
if anyone in close vicinity of that lich is in danger, I assume it'll still be Velvic, seeing as he's still the only one on the continent. And we definitely destroyed his phylactery. He'll be fine.
Sure. Yeah.
I'm in heaven.
But hey-
fuck.
Oh,
But hey,
hold on,
Nate.
I'll cast
Yeah,
Gate.
hey, Mr. Demigod, how about you help your friends out? You fuck.
Piece of shit.
Mr. Demigod all chilling, having over here, too busy to help his mortal friends. Didn't even say goodbye when he left.
Where's the gate spell? Hold on, where's the rules?
No, wait.
Get over
Yeah,
here.
you're on. Yes, surely you, a minor child of a deity, are immune to the most powerful archlich.
Nah, he don't want no smoke.
Hey, Nate, speaking of liches, question for you. I know we're not in the middle of a library where I can immediately get this knowledge, but just as a wizard who has studied on magical things, could I roll an arcana to try to remember all I know about liches to see if I uncover any nuggets that might be useful that I might not have thought of before?
Do you have a specific question that you would like answered? That would be easier for me to do than rather than just like roll and be like, "This is the dictionary
general-
entry on liches."
Wait, don't have that memorized? General weaknesses that we can exploit that I might have overlooked?
Mistress.
Weakness.
Grakthar does not know much about Lich,
It's just gonna
but
be where you say you're gonna suggest a spell that I don't have, and then it's like, how do you even know that
no,
spell exists in the first
no,
place?
no. Will that Lich bitch come back today?
That's a good
Probably no. I
possibility.
think we determined the difference between this time and last time was about like 2 weeks.
You didn't kill her.
So we did not kill her. So yes, that's true. So the only thing that would slow her down is perhaps getting more meat shields
That
and
was.
troops. And if she has the teleport spell, she could presumably do that in a few days, depending on how many people she wants to bring with her.
It's also
You know what would
curiosity.
be really helpful?
Her phylactery?
Beltec,
I
your
agree.
sister's airship. That would just make
Hmm,
this much easier.
that's true. I feel being able to fly, I feel like would help. She has not had any flying dragons with her yet.
I'm pretty sure if I sent her a message, she would be miles from here, but I could ask. I'm pretty sure she'll tell me to fuck off courteously, but worth a try.
Are there monsters in Lake Luo?
I'd probably say
There's
yes,
magic.
knowing this place.
There's magic blue monkey madness, which is probably why we shouldn't linger on this lake for too long.
Probably more frogs.
Uh, but Nate, may I roll a check to try to remember any other weaknesses I might have forgotten that I might be able to exploit
Yeah,
from
weaknesses.
what I've read on liches?
Absolutely.
Arcana check?
Yep. With an 18, you
Yeah.
know that liches don't have a great number of weaknesses. They are usually very, very powerful wizards who have ascended beyond their mortal and physical form. They are among the most powerful magic users that you're likely to encounter in your life and can bend the laws of reality and many times to their will, escaping death. The They are susceptible, like most undead, to uh, the power of the divine, but even that, they are more than the average undead prepared for that kind of attack. The best place to fight a lich is outside of its lair, and if you have to get close, most are not excellent at like physical hand-to-hand combat because they lack a physical form to swing a hammer with or wield a massive
Yeah, because they're
blade.
nerds.
Right, but
Fucking
that's
loser.
also just generally. There are
Yeah.
like, and in a lot of cases, they control massive armies of undead because they can just give small pieces of themselves to those bodies and animate them. More than weaknesses, what you remember is that they are impossible to poison or harm with non-magical attacks because of the lack of physical form. They're also not affected, much less affected by cold or electricity or their own necrotic magic.
Yeah. I'm trying to think if there's anything we can exploit with the non-physical form part, but nothing's coming to me at the moment. So I'll just try to think on that as we're traveling.
For sure.
Try to see what you can dig up, and then hopefully, if we can get the shit we need, we can at least try to be able to sleep safely.
Grakthar thinks that we should um, light her on fire.
I'm all for that, honestly. Considering she wouldn't exactly die a normal death anyway and keep manifesting.
Problem is, she can light you on fire from a much greater distance and much more quickly. This is not someone we can trifle with.
Grakthar will crush her with his hammer.
I certainly hope so, Gragthar. Certainly hope
Nothing
so.
can go wrong with that plan, ever.
Hammer always works.
Solani's gonna stay silent. Solani is trying very hard to stay silent and not comment on that.
The memory of a
Right.
goldfish, ladies and gentlemen.
Honestly, good for him. I'm happy for him. All right, get on the
Uh,
boats then.
Yeah, I'll
Sure.
start getting the boat like in, and then pick up Solani and place her
But
in the boat.
no. I will slap his hand away. No, bad Gragthar.
Mistress, I
Don't make me
Ragnar
magic
must
onto the boat and
revenge.
waste resources. I will do it out of spite. And then when I need it later, I will not have it. But I will do it out of spite right now.
Fine. Grakthar
Okay,
only
no.
meant to help.
I shouldn't have snapped at you. I apologize. It's just being
Grakthar
killed
did
twice
kill
has
you.
perhaps
It's
no, it's
understandable.
it's not at you. Being killed twice has perhaps diminished my confidence a bit, so I'm a little defensive.
Mistress, you are the greatest wizard ever.
Yeah, well, as we learn, wizards are still susceptible to hammers to the face. As I
You
get on the
bend
boat.
reality to your will.
And gravity.
I mean, I guess we count flying. That does count, yes.
Too soon?
Thank you, Gragthar.
Was that in bad taste?
Was it?
You just get a scowl from Grakthar as I grip my hammer.
Oh, because I was flung up in the air. Okay, I get the joke now. Solani's smart.
Because I
Mike
got
is slow.
donked on, right? Yeah.
Solani is smart. Mike's dumb.
Okay, you guys can travel 30 miles or 3 squares at a normal pace if you're taking your boats. You do have to end up on land with the last 30 miles. So let
Well,
me
if we
know.
go like here, or wait, no, yeah. So like here.
The hex that you end in has to contain land, essentially. So like you can go here because you would sail in from the side and end up right here,
Oh, okay.
if that makes sense.
Let's do that.
Yep. Yeah, that's fine.
And then clear a spot for the temple. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna fucking do it.
He's gonna do it.
I've never seen this spell used. I'm gonna fucking use it.
What? Just wait till you're not in the most deadly place. There's so many better places that you could do.
No!
Yeah, surely a lich wouldn't have the finger of death that diminishes a temple and destroys it.
Surely they didn't use it on one of you.
Yeah, clearly. At the same time, the temple is actually a lot more durable.
Okay, you all.
Doesn't it say a finger of death destroys it outright?
Let's see. Apologies, Brick.
A disintegrate spell.
Disintegrate spell.
Disintegrate spell.
Yeah, which, I mean, she has to cast a disintegrate, which is already a 6th level spell that she has to use to do that.
Okay,
Disintegrate
so
only 6th level.
one thing at a time. You all make your way down to the water and begin loading into boats. There are 5 of you and 3 of your allies, and Georgie whines from the shore.
We need a
These
barge.
these are 6-person canoes. Even
Only
if you
someone
load
in
as many
our-
people as you can into one of them, that still leaves 2 people, which would be too many to share with Georgie in a canoe of this size. He is a
If only someone has
large-
seen Artist Simber, you make ice canoes with this magic and could call him out on it.
Make me an ice boat. Make me an ice boat, guy.
If only someone in
mean
our
like
party
an
has seen him
ice-
do that.
an ice
Oh, he said
like
he could do it.
Georgie bed.
He did outright tell us he could do it.
Did he?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. When he was
Where
trying
did
to
this
get me to
from?
build an airship, he was like, I can make boats with ice. And I'm like, fucking do it! Like,
Well, and then that would be a good time to bring that up.
If you don't mind.
He'll glance at the other four of you, namely Solane
But what
and
did I do?
Grimka, the arcane users, who are most likely to be able to realize that what he's doing is not his own power, as he will raise his fist, and his hand will be surrounded by
Okay,
a
all right,
nimbus
all right.
of blue-white
Hang
magic.
on, hang on. If that's in that context, maybe that's not the best idea to tempt fate.
I guess walking across land then.
is it more or less likely that you'll turn into a block of ice again? How do you feel? Do you feel icy? Do you feel cold?
I don't think he wants to
Let
test
me
it.
try something smaller first. That's not his voice.
But your words aren't coming through.
No, yeah,
Oh, you muted
I had to
yourself.
get the
Okay.
voice back.
Oh, I wanted to hear the voice coming back. Oh well.
I wish to give it a small test first. You are correct. And he will concentrate, and the nimbus will shrink around it till it's just a faint glow that looks like it's coming off from inside his hand, like when you hold a flashlight in your fist, white and blue. And it very quickly begins to get cold. For many of you, this is the first time it has ever felt cold in the jungle, and it goes from a balmy 83 and humid to 30 degrees, 20, 10, and you're watching ice begin to form on the ground around him, and then he lets go. And it takes far longer for it to begin to heat back up again as your breath steams in front of you and you all instinctively like begin rubbing your arms and your chest for warmth. I seem to be all right. Whatever wild magic going on before seems to have gone. I should be able to make a platform for your pet, and we can continue onwards.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Did he ever tell us what he was doing when he turned into a block of ice?
Nope. Yes, actually, he was attempting to use the ring in the defense of Kaibo Village.
If you ever start to feel like maybe you're gonna solidify, we can try helping. I won't say that we can fix whatever that is.
Something.
I appreciate the offer.
Mm-hmm.
If it's not an inconvenience, I do mean pride, but I'd be very curious to hear how you came upon that ring. If you're willing to talk about it.
Just gotta give a knowing look.
It's not something I talk about. Apologies.
That's fine.
It is of the far past now for historians to remember. Surely we have boats to be on, 4 and 4.
Of course.
Arctis, Dragonbait, Masika, and Helena climb into one.
Give me other time to roll.
Grakthar will row.
Okay, it is a canoe, so we need at least 2 people to row.
I'm helping. I'm a little strong boy.
1 in the front, 1 in the back.
I would offer, but I don't know if I'm big enough to row.
Well, I'm pretty sure Grakthar has more strength than me, but I also have 18 strength as well, so I'm pretty sure we got this.
We're actually tied.
Hey!
Really, you're not max strength yet. That's crazy. I don't know why. You got.
I took other feats and stuff like that instead of.
baller. Alrighty. The day is actually. Let me check the weather for today as I pull up my weather machine.
Lightning! Oh!
Today is sunny and hot. Very quickly as you move away from the cold spot, on the ground, Artis will, what looks like, use his ring to create a large, like, block of ice, with small walls on the side for Georgie to sit on. And he will create attachment points, basically large hoops on the front of this cube where you can attach a rope to each canoe.
You know, Artis, your ring acts like reverse peeing in the ocean. You know, when you're in the ocean and you pee, it gets warm, and then, but like with your ring, it's cold. So it's like the reverse of that.
There's always one in every group, isn't there, Artis?
You got another one. You got another one exactly the same. I was gonna say the exact same thing.
Puts a smile on your face, doesn't it?
Grakthar, you remind me of someone who I miss a great deal.
I'm sure they were a fine warrior then.
So he would have walked the length of this lake under the water. He would have called us wussies for needing the boats.
Hopefully, Grakthar can challenge him to a duel someday.
You would tear him in half, Grakthar. you would tear poor Sagan into 2 pieces. Grakthar is a machine. If he could catch Sprocket, it would be over.
Sprocket, I know him, Metal Man. He said, now that Grakthar remembers, it's been a hot second. He said to tell you, fuck you.
Oh, wow. I was expecting an "Are you poopin'?"
That too.
Oh, all right.
Yes, we met at the sauna over at the Fairy Princess sauna.
Sprocket was always very interested in if we were pooping or not.
Was he?
Oh, when we met him a long time ago, yes.
Maybe it's because he can't.
Oh, I was just about to ask. Maybe it wasn't a function of his design.
This conversation carries you into midday. You are staying close enough to the edge of the lake that you don't have to worry about currents, but you're also you're staying out of where the waves and such are. You're maybe, I would say, about 1.5 thousand feet away from the shore. At midday, you take a brief moment where those who are not paddling hand the paddle, take over the paddles for just a brief moment to keep the momentum up, while those who were paddling can eat, stretch their arms before switching back, and y'all continue on. Is there anything else that you would like to do going into the afternoon? You're on the lake. There isn't anything that's, jumped out and tried to eat you yet.
Thank God.
I think I'm good. Would we know if the monkey band is coming over the lake? Is that a daily occurrence, or was that just it happened to happen while we were there?
You came upon it in a particularly cool and rainy afternoon. So it this actually segues into a thing that you should know. It actually cooled the lake. Lake Luo is balmy, like bathwater, and smells heavily of
Sulfur?
Sulfur and metals. And you know that in the deeper parts of the lake, there are actually portions that go up higher and higher in temperature. As you approach the middle of the day, it isn't uncommon to see far out near the middle of the lake steam rising from a particular section of the lake that appears to be boiling.
Oh boy.
You asked if there are monsters in it. You've certainly not seen any fish. This water is incredibly alkaline in nature. And anyone that
Nice.
has tried to taste it has been severely disappointed. You ever had really, really rusty tap water?
Oh,
Imagine hot, rusty tap water with like rotten egg smell on top. Like bad, rusty well water is the way I would describe
fucking
it.
fart water.
It's just not good.
Grakthar does not like this lake.
Yeah, hopefully we can rest somewhere a little more exuberant tonight if we can clear enough space.
Well, so we gotta clear stuff. Now, Grakthar not smart, but can we turn the stuff we clear into a raft?
Depends if it floats, but
I would appreciate I would appreciate it, Artisimber. As he turns around to grow the ice cube that has once again shrunk under Georgie.
yeah, I think it would work hand over hand in this situation. We get a place to sleep that's more comfortable, and hopefully the shrubbery will work well enough.
Anyone with a passive perception of 15 or higher notices that this time after using the ring, Artis dunks his hand in the water briefly.
That's not good.
Yes, we shouldn't rely on that. Definitely not good. All right.
Yeah,
Well,
no.
when we get ashore, we'll do our best to try to come up with a alternative.
Yeah, it's late afternoon as you finish your 8 hours of trek around Lake Luo, paddling and canoeing. And though it's not as strenuous as hiking or walking, you are all still tired. There is something about sitting in a cramped canoe for 8 hours without a break, or probably 9 hours with lunch without a break, was arduous, to say the least.
Alright. Let's clear up a space and save the shrubs for later.
So this side of the lake, while it is still a wasteland, does have a fair amount of shrubbery and trees. So you
Excellent.
notice that many of the trees in this area are brittle looking almost. The trunks seem to splinter under their own weight or be unable to get enough nutrients from the soil and appear slightly sick.
Everything seems fallow here.
I'm sure growing next to this lake isn't doing it much favors.
Probably not, but that makes it easier for us to clear it.
So that's survival, and if you want me to roll something else, I will. But that was to see what wood would be useful for a raft and kind of setting that aside. Just based on what I can see.
Especially close to the shore, like what's on this map, much of this you would determine is not very, like, while you could make a raft of it and it is wood and it would float, it would not be very durable due to the nature of, like, these are sick trees that are being slowly poisoned.
Is this
by
a
heavy
tentacle
frost.
or?
That's not canon.
Okay.
I just like the rest of this map.
It's just a random
Okay.
tentacle coming up like...
You all look over and no, it's a tree branch, but it's just a really weird, twisted tree branch.
It's one of those situations where it just kind of got waterlogged and
It's a
beaten
Loch
down
Ness
over time.
monster. Yeah. So you would have to go further away from at least this exact shore, maybe 500 feet at least to begin
Easy.
finding anything that would be super useful. I will say with that survival, you'll notice that beyond these sort of hardier tree and scrub varieties, that some of them do have flowers or appear to be wildflowers themselves. Uh, there are very few living things. You have familiarity with like elementals, you know that they would like sort of appreciate an area like this. Perhaps a mud or a steam method would be interested in living here, but you don't see nests of birds or tracks of any creatures at this point along the shore of this lake. It is it, it is not the like peaceful lake experience that I think you were hoping for. Even somehow this jungle has perverted the water.
Sulfuric lakes, baby. Alright. Well, I'll trust you, but I'm gonna start clearing.
So start clearing.
Yeah.
What? You're just gonna find a cube that has nothing but like scrub in it, or
Just
small trees that you can pull roots and all out of the ground.
pretty much.
How long are you
How
willing
bi-
to dedicate to create this?
I mean, just for the safety of it, we can probably keep going. Probably like 2 hours at most. Because I know it'd get late.
How big of a space do we need?
120 feet on a side cube.
Yeah.
So that's a lot of square feet. $14,400.
Yeah, that's a lot.
It's quite a bit. How much? How much? Is that like an acre? Is that exact? Is that what an acre?
I think
is?
that's an actual acre.
Square feet to acre. That's 0.33 of an acre.
It's not bad,
So
really.
so that's like,
A third of an
okay,
acre.
I can picture a third of an acre. I used to mow a space about a third of an acre in size, and it would take me about an hour.
Same.
So to clean it of everything for a person, I think 2 or 3 hours is in the ballpark, unless you can get someone to help you.
I mean, it's up to them, but I'll just start chugging along.
I assume you take your armor off to do this.
And Grakthar will help.
I'm keeping my armor on. I'm paranoid.
Okay, I'm gonna say trying to do yard work in heavy armor is gonna impose disadvantage on this, because you're bending over and trying to pick stuff up. I think that makes sense, but I will let both you and Grakthar roll athletics as
Oh,
you
hell yeah.
do. you guys go over here. We're gonna make a temple.
What if I rage?
It goes away
Oh.
after 6 seconds.
Oh, yeah.
I'll use my
that's
once
right.
prayer, why not?
You do have disadvantage, so roll
Alright.
again for the disadvantage of that roll, and then give me a disadvantage inspiration.
Well, actually, yeah, no, I'll just go with the 8. Fuck it.
Okay.
Because
Okay.
I'm not going to get much better at that.
So like, you're doing work. It's not that you're not doing work. It's that you're encumbered. It's
Yeah.
very quickly, repeatedly bending at the knees is such a workout in full plate. And I imagine you probably didn't want to put the scepter down either, right?
It's strapped to me as well, yeah.
Right. So you've got quite a bit. Like, you put your bag down, you put most of your weapons down, but you're still having a little bit of a hard time. You're not as young of a dragonborn as you once were.
I'm not as young.
And it's, things get difficult. After a whole, I mean, you did a whole ass adventure and then kept going without a break.
Yeah, broke every bone in my body as well during that adventure.
Right. You're not the man you were at the start of it. And so you're having a little bit of trouble. Grethar is like in his workout mode. This is a workout, and he is thriving because of it. There is like probably he's incorporating hammer routines where he'll smash trees or scrub to the side and then come back and do like different pulls and lifts to get the root systems out and throwing them to the side. Uh, with that, I'll say it takes probably just under an hour and a half, an hour and 20 minutes for you guys to clear this area of anything that I would consider an obstruction. You don't trim the grass and you don't fill in every hole that you pulled out from the trees. It's somewhat of a rough but cleared area. Paced 120 feet on a side. Uh, Solani, Grimka, what are you doing while the boys are uh
Oiling it up.
literally doing yard work on a random spot in the jungle as it is getting
Oh,
towards evening?
right in their yard work. What can we do?
Yeah, I was thinking, I'm like, what is there really to do?
Is there anything we can do to help build a raft with the resources they're pulling up, or do we determine no wood's good around here?
I mean, I could technically have Georgie drag like logs and things that are too big onto the spot where we want to start building the raft.
Right, but I think the issue is the logs that are here are already decrepit and not
Right,
water
not really usable.
valid. Yeah.
Hmm.
I've been looking at my spells. I'm not sure if I have anything that can fix that, at least at the moment.
I'm not sure I have anything either. Hmm.
The only alternative, although it would take, that would take too many spell slots. I guess when I just cast Levitate on it, but that would take way too many spell slots to do for the course of a day.
Um.
Yeah. Nick, could I try to roll a nature to see if there's anything salvageable from these woods, or would that
Yeah,
be
you
pointless at
you
this point? Okay.
you could absolutely go. I mean, this is an hour and 20 minutes. You could walk 500 feet and go over to where there is like better trees. They're specifically using this area because it's a lot of easily removable and
Okay.
somewhat
All
sickly
right,
minor
then
growth.
let's take a little stroll then, try to find some better wood to make rafts out.
Yeah, and
Uh,
I'll tie like a I'll like tie something to Georgie's like I'll give Georgie a little bit of a holder in a way. I'll try and see if I can have him carry some the wood that we're gonna try and grab from the trees back there.
Okay.
Might as well do something with it. All
So,
right, we take a stroll in the woods, I guess.
hell yeah. Let's yeah, with a 10, you walk to where Grakthar indicated and you look around. There are several like largish young growth trees, maybe 5 to 7 years old. Uh that start to get thicker and thicker. They're heavy with still growing branches near the top. Very, very green trees that are still developing their bark and don't have a lot of like coverage in terms of vines. You guys, neither of you are like experts in walking. So, as people who are trying to figure this out because you're smart individuals, you are pretty sure that any of these trees in this area would do well, depending on the size of the graph that you want to make. A pair of trees, or maybe even three, should be sufficient to make at least just like a platform. But that's not considering how you're going to attach them to each other and things of that nature. Or are you going to
I mean, we
tree to
could
cut these things down into planks, or are you going to like?
I don't think we can do that, but if we have rope and or like vines or twine that we can get together to tie them all together, that shouldn't be too much of an issue.
Yeah, I was
I would
thinking we
think.
would tie them together to bring them back, if anything.
Okay. So you guys are gonna chop down some trees?
Yeah, fuck it.
Okay.
Is Georgie good at chopping?
No.
No. No.
He's a dog.
He
He's a
has
robot
teeth.
dog, though. He got
He
tools.
he opens his mouth and then it splits and turns sideways and a chainsaw comes out.
Yes. Yes.
That's the next upgrade you should get, chainsaw face.
Chainsaw mouth.
I don't.
This was
Believe it
gonna
or not,
be the
I didn't pick any spells designated to chop down trees today.
Interesting.
me neither.
I could cast Scorching Ray on the trees.
You could
See,
light the tree on fire, yeah.
that would give us problems, I think.
Well, not set on fire. I feel like Scorching Ray is more of a precision strike where we cut. It's like using a laser to cut a tree.
Scorching ray
Look,
is
I
like a
don't know. I'm
laser.
trying to use what I got here.
You would say it's like a
Okay,
laser is
I'm
how you
trying
would
to use
describe
what
it.
I got at my disposal.
I'm gonna say that
I
scorching
didn't
ray is not a
cast.
laser.
I didn't prepare a cast axe today. I'm
What?
sorry.
Cast axe.
I mean, I have a 19 strength. If we got an axe, I could try chopping. It'd take me a bit.
Oh, well then, do we have an axe?
Between the two of us, no. Does someone else have one?
Helena will shake her head. Dragonbait will shake his head. Artis will shake his head. Masika will shake her head. Oh wait, you guys
Raxar
are
has
in the
hammer.
woods by yourself. Actually, never mind. You guys are 500 feet away from the party, at least.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm just thinking.
believe it
about
or not, my adventures never prepared me to have an axe for cutting down trees. That was never usually a problem of mine.
Right.
Hmm.
I mean, Corrector doesn't really have axe.
He
How are
has
they?
hammers.
How are they chopping trees?
Those trees are mostly dead. I think they're just ripping them out of the ground. It's like dead trees on the ground, logs on the ground already, or died shrubs.
Well, it would seem that we are in a bit of a pickle.
God, where is Rookbar when you need him? He had an axe. He had a battle axe. He could have done it.
Who's Rookbar?
Oh, I don't know. I blacked
I
out
don't
for
know.
a second. I blacked out
As
for a second.
As the two of you are walking around in the forest, I'm just gonna take the two of you over here.
Oh,
This is top
good.
of the map over here.
I like being away from the group.
As you are walking around, you look up and you see a singular flying snake
Forgot my-
drift overhead.
Ha-
And
have
as it
we
sees you, it
seen?
immediately goes to dart towards a branch in the nearby tree.
Have we seen flying snakes here before?
You would have seen them being sold as pets in Port Nyanzaru during your stay. Everyone visited the market at least once. It's
All
a
right.
brightly colored winged serpent.
Yeah, snake is a snake is a snake.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have any reason to believe it wasn't just an indigenous snake. So I guess that's fine.
Yeah, I don't think Bertha thinks anything of it. It's a snake in the jungle, you know.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Could I maybe just roll a quick insight to try to remember if they were like snakes being sold as like see denizens of Chult or see or more like see these exotic snakes you won't see in Chult kind of deal.
Sure.
Or could I roll history to remember that?
Sure.
Or would it be investigate? Okay.
Yeah, these are definitely things that are from here.
All right,
You
then
could
I
very easily assume it was a wild creature.
all right, yeah, then I have no reason to believe that Snake was insidious then.
Okay.
Other than the player being paranoid that it was brought up for us. But that is not Solani. All right. Well, I don't think anyone with the big swords are willing to
Use a
cut
sword to chop
them.
down a tree. Yeah.
I doubt it. We've been running into a lot of very specific problems requiring very specific solutions that we have not had the answers for. It's been pissing me off for a while now.
Yeah. If you brought it up later with the others, they'd probably just be like, Grifka killed an egg. You know, even though I'm not a blacksmith, I don't do that.
Magic is facts.
You should just wave your hands and an axe will come out of your ass. Like, that's not how it works.
I I don't have any spells that can help with cutting down a tree, so I think we're
Bone?
eh, yeah. I don't know what we
Damn.
can do. I think we spotted some trees. I don't know much more we can do with that with our tool set at the moment.
Well, you know what? You know what I always say. If you don't have the tools, return with your tails between your legs defeated. Let's go back.
Yeah, that's been happening a lot recently, hasn't it? All right, let's go back.
You get used to it. A lot of science is trial and failure.
I understand. That doesn't mean I have to like it. We start heading back.
There's a big tree. There's a big, anyway.
Uh, it's a big stone.
It's a, but it was a big tree.
It was a big tree. Now it's a big stone.
Hello. We don't have an axe to chop wood, so here we are.
Yeah, so there are some suitable trees further out, but unless anyone else has the means of chopping them down, that doesn't involve fire.
Or
Helena
axe.
will Helena will sheath her fiery longsword.
Burns down half a section of an acre.
You know, I would ask to see if you could make us an ice axe, but I also don't want you to freeze solid again. So probably not a good idea.
I have used quite a bit of the ring today.
Yeah. Question. Does it ever feel like your blood is freezing? Serious problem. This is a genuine question.
No.
That's good. That's really good. That would cause you some real bad issues.
He holds his hand in such a way that he covers the wound from sight.
Well, any ideas on how we're gonna deal with these trees, guys?
Could you? Are you not
No.
capable of fashioning us an axe?
God damn it. God damn it. God damn it. No.
Dragon bait will produce from amongst his like stuff. It's not like a fire axe, but it is like a woodcutter's axe. It would take quite a while to fell a tree with it, but it is meant. It's like made for like splitting wood.
Okay. Well, we could try that. Would you be willing to help with that?
Uh, the smell of
Graxar will cut down trees.
the smell of roses at your request shifts to that of lemons as Graktar offers to do it.
What was the roses?
So that was what it smelled like.
What's roses mean? Hey, what does roses
I
mean?
forgot.
Our December.
Huh?
What's Rose's mean?
Oh, displeasure, sadness.
Oh, he didn't want to help. That sucks. What does lemons mean?
He's happy, usually. I would take it as a yes.
Okay, so he said no. Then, when Rakthar volunteered, he was happy. I'm taking notes. I take notes. I write this down.
You should write it down.
Lemons. Lemons. Yes.
Vaguely
Rose.
remember you
No.
telling us what all these were some time ago, but I can't find the word or the document or the link for it.
Let's see.
Uh,
Red. Angry.
Grakthar will take the axe and head over to where Solani said there were trees to cut down.
I can't type.
Okay. Once again, how long are we gonna spend on chopping trees?
And how long does it take to chop trees?
With a, just like a regular axe?
It's all we got.
That's what we have.
A regular hand axe?
A tree.
No,
It's not a
he
hand
gave us a woodcutter's axe.
Oh, woodcutter's axe. Man, you could drop so many
Yeah.
truckers using that shit.
I would
Yeah.
it's specifically a woodcutter's axe. I would assume it wouldn't be too difficult.
Gonna be that bad.
But how long?
How long to fell a tree?
Depends on the thickness of the tree, I would imagine.
The full-grown tree would take me probably like 30 minutes, and that's my fucking non-Graktharian ass.
Grr.
Yeah, assuming it's a sharp axe, like an hour to fell. I mean, give me an athletics to justify you being like as strong and superhuman as you are.
Yeah. Fucking
Yeah, I mean, Grakthar, you chop down 3 trees in an hour and 20 minutes clean.
Okay, I'll start dragging them back because I imagine the tree is tall enough that if we were to chop it in half, that one tree could become 2 trees, right? Or is it? Because I don't know how wide of a platform we need to make for Georgie.
It needs to
Big.
be bigger than him.
Big.
in
Large.
Yeah, he's a large boy, so you need. I mean, probably at least 20 by 20 grid size for him. So
Well, we've got these trees. We can drag them into the temple, and and in the morning I can cut down a few more trees.
I'll say you definitely cut down enough trees. With 3 trees, you can cut them into size, and especially halving them and lashing those together, you'd be able to make something of it. The problem is this is the construction of the raft part is going to be the most difficult because you don't have nails or other like small things to attach it with. If you're just going to rope it together, it's going to be a bit. There's a reason logging is very difficult, it's because it fucking wobbles.
Right.
But regardless, as you're finishing chopping the trees and dragging the last one over, Velthek's casting of this spell is going to go off.
Finally.
A temple 120 feet long and 120 feet wide and 120 feet tall appears. What does it look like?
with that, especially the manifestation of what looks like a massive divine arcane eye opening up on the surface of the dirt, and then this temple rising up out of it. Full purple and black marble, along with what looks like a eye of divination over the doorway, as that is closed for the moment, but the double doors will open up, and thus the eye will open up in the same tandem with that. Looking inward, you would see going straight back what looks to be one of the main crystal balls of Savros with multiple eyes kind of etched into it, looking all over the temple. The roof almost like starlight for what a moment, and you realize that it's actually multiple reflective candles with the various eyes and symbology up there, making an illumination of starlight and twilight within the temple itself. The various braziers on the sides giving more illumination to the pews going up, with the cloister in the back for those to sleep within, and the main altar of Savros containing a crystalline ball with what looks to be multiple inset, like a glass, almost like a glass marble, except with multiple eyes inlaid into it, that sits on the main altar up front, with a long red and gold velvet rug going down the main center of the pews up to the altar. Welcome in. Mindscape of Twilight.
Awesome.
It's quite lovely.
Where did the building come from?
A gift from my god, and from my mind.
Oh,
So I will make sure to designate specifically as let's see. Obviously, undead are not welcome. Elemental. I will not do Fae because I don't know if that would affect Solani and other company.
so is this here
fiends as
all
well.
the time now?
For 24 hours.
Oh,
In here, so long as it's our group, we can open and close the doors, others may not. The Fae are welcome, but fiends, undead, and elementals are going to have a difficult time entering without permission. And if they do, they would still be banged with obviously crossing hallowed ground for the time. If I did this every day for a year and just maintained it, well then, it would become permanent. But I don't exactly intend to camp out next to this lake for a year.
That's fair.
I just figured it'd be something nice as well as safe. Also protects us against other divinations.
Oh, your work is much appreciated, Beltic. Thank you.
yes, very nice.
Please come in. As it will have a beautiful smell of all various incense, as that is a constant within the temple. It is very therapeutic, and that nice aromas that just kind of relax one's mind and soul. Also, the temperature is always mild.
Nice. Because it's hot as
Walking like,
fuck.
oh.
You walk in after being near
The
the
AC,
hottest.
the AC hits you like a truck, and it's like, oh.
Oh yeah,
Is
it does
this
say the
yourself?
temperature is always mild, so it's like an upgrade to tiny hut.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it was an upgraded tiny hut, considering it's a 7th level spell.
7th level spell, 24 hours safety, bane anything that's not welcome.
So long as
So is there beds?
In the back cloister where the priests sleep, yes.
Oh,
Dude, this is just a temporary map, Judge. You should find something that you
I'll
would
have
like.
to, I'll have to make it the full 120, the full Temple of Twilight for Belfix Mind's kick. I don't know if I'll ever find any purple and blue marble though. That's fucking cool shit though.
Yeah, so if you make me a 24 by 24 map, I will do it.
I got you. I'll do it. And yes, in the back cloister there is a bath. I just have to create water for it.
well, at least if you ever decide to settle down, open up your own parish, you'd have a pretty nice church to do that in.
Something to consider. Hopefully I get that chance. Also, I'd be curious if anything in Port Nonzara would allow me to do so, but there's already the magnificent temple there.
Well, I just suppose you could do it outside of the city, or you could do it somewhere else. It doesn't have to be in Chult.
That's true. I'd considered doing it at the neck, where much of the undead seems to wash through, but as much as that seems dangerous, it would still provide a safe space to those who are unable to escape it, have to live out there.
I hope after it's all said and done, you'll get the chance to utilize that.
Relax, enjoy yourself. We are safe within. Nothing can open those doors without permission, and we are the only ones.
So long as they don't have disintegrate.
Never thought I'd be happy in a church.
So this is quite the fine establishment, Velvet. You've certainly come a long way.
Thank you, Artis.
Dragon Bit will nod as well.
Not the novice cleric being stomped on by an ankylosaurus in the middle of the night anymore. Oh, that was a great fucking start.
I do feel like we missed out on there. I've heard about how Chult is full of dinosaurs and the like, but I feel like we've barely seen any.
It seems closer to port than others, but we've seen a few triceratops and such in the journey. Though the
Yes,
undead ones are
feels
not
like-
that pleasant.
I can imagine. So far, it feels like we've only seen gorillas, undead.
And then
Grandpa and I
undead
saw a
gorillas.
flying snake. Undead gorillas. We saw a flying snake earlier.
Oh. It's fairly surprising.
No dinosaurs, though. No.
I think Grakthar would also be like tapping to create echoes.
Oh yeah, it's got good acoustics in here.
It's one big room.
You can tell that it's built, obviously, for when preaching at the altar or other. Just have that nice boom going, rolling across.
See, you can't say shit like that because then I picture Veltec on the road as like an old Dragonborn town to town preaching, and he arrives and just like goes
And he
sermon
said,
in the morning.
Just erects a temple.
I'll see y'all later.
Y'all wouldn't come to Jesus, so I brought Jesus to you.
Sorrows to see your sins and come to give you mercy.
Go to church, you
no.
fuck.
Wash yourselves in the bathing pool of blessing.
You must repent.
Absolve yourself of your sins. Heathens.
God.
We're getting culty.
It's Belthec's fault.
It's true. I'm all about it. Savra sees you.
Alrighty. Further things in the evening. Is anyone going to set a watch tonight?
I would still do a watch.
Yeah, I think Grakthar would still be on watch. Just kind of hang out by the door.
Still a healthy thing to do. And obviously there's plenty of windows to peer out and look out and see good all the shit around the jungle.
Yeah, I'll take the first two watches if you want to take the second two.
Sure, I can meditate first.
Okay.
Would you like rolls now for watch?
Yes, please. Unless there's anything else that you guys are doing, you all eat rations or free food and water.
Get that create food and
I
water.
would.
All right.
All right.
Take my third watch. I'll actually go and take my armor off for G.
Oh, I see death coming.
We're gonna die.
Solani, with a natural 20, you see that as you're patrolling around, that there are some creatures that seem to be taking an interest in the giant's temple that has appeared with probably a fanfare of trumpets echoed out throughout the forest.
Not the
couple
most
things seem
discreet
interested.
temple, is it?
It does like give off quite a bit of light, especially in this darker area of the side of the lake at night.
Well, I assume, given that
Hmm.
Belthec is a Twilight cleric, that it's kind of dim inside, but
Right, but to the exterior, it's
Right.
like a lit
Yeah,
up.
there's still something that has a light source. Even if
Doesn't
you do,
scream stealthy, does it?
fuck still.
You actually spot what looks like the same flying snake, or perhaps another one. A few birds. One of them a vulture. A couple other creatures. I will say, one thing you do notice with your natural 20
Oh, what's up with the
is a
snake?
larger than average raven that perches about 45 feet from the temple and seems to sit unnaturally still and look unnaturally like a bird will look to the side. It is peering down its beak.
We
I would
haven't seen
also
any
like to
fucking
point out
ravens.
that this temple is immune to any sort of divination sensor.
Yes. With a natural 20, you see a pretty big bird.
That's a big
When you
fucking
say-
bird.
And it.
When you
I
say
don't think
bigger
you've
than
seen
average, are we
a
talking about
like a raven is like not much bigger than your like a raven is yay big. A big one is like
Yeah,
taller
right,
than a
right.
pigeon. This one is like owl sized.
Good lord.
Also, we have
but
not
it's
seen
a
ravens
raven.
in Chult.
Not once.
Or I guess, I mean, Velthek might remember or know, or maybe was Artis
Solani is alone on watch at the moment.
right? I'm just thinking, has a raven or anything? We haven't seen that at all, or anything like that with the Shadow Mantle, have we?
I would say Velthek would be the only one to remember the visit to the heart of Uptal, and I don't think that there would have been anything.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Can
knew it was
I
a bit of a
cast
long shot, but
can I cast spells from the temple, or do I have to be outside of it?
You can cast spells from the temple. Nothing
All right,
limiting
you
that.
said it was about 45 feet away.
Said it was about 45 feet away. It's up in a tree.
Just to pique my own curiosity, I'd like to cast spell magic on it and see what happens.
Okay. It's a first level spell.
Hmm. Okay.
The raven is now gone.
All right. All right. Good to know.
That's some funny shit.
We got spies up in here. Potentially lich spies, maybe another spy. But yeah, I'll be on the lookout for any more birds as I'm just roaming around
Sure.
the perimeter.
Yeah. Good use of the nat 20. Uh, you
Thank you.
do stay on high alert to the point that you start to stress yourself out and start jumping at shadows just a little bit. And that 14 represents you getting a little bit distracted with looking too hard into the darkness that you can't discern anything in and imagining liches and evil. Because you've died
All right.
twice, and I think it's starting to get to you.
Yeah, it does. It fucks with you a little bit dying twice. It's not natural. Um, but otherwise, nothing else happens on second watch.
Nope. Most
All
of
right.
the
Did
creatures that you saw seem to dissipate.
Velthix say he would take third watch too, or did I
Uh,
imagine that?
I believe he did say that. I don't know if he retconned that because he later said something about taking off his armor and sleeping all night.
I would take last watch.
Okay. In that case, I'll get Grakthar. I'll let him know what I saw, that a magical bird was spying on us. It was a raven. And when
Mistress,
Velthik gets up for his, yes.
uh, Grakthar would not like to kill you again, and Grakthar is very sorry about that.
But
Grakthar feels terrible. Um, is there anything Mistress can do to make Grakthar not susceptible to the see you next Thursday ladies spells?
I mean, ah, not really. I mean, I can cast spells that would hold, like, constrain you. But at the time, I was more focused on just killing her and hoping I could kill her before you killed me. That we saw how that worked
Can
out.
can I mean if you have to use that kind of spell on Grakthar, Grakthar will totally understand. Hell, you could murder Grakthar to stop
I'm
Grakthar from
not
killing
going
you.
to murder you, Grakthar. I was perhaps too glib in thinking I could keep away from you, and I did not realize that she could see through invisibility and could lead you to me, and that's on me. I am. The more we fight her, the more I learn of her tricks, and the more. Well, gotta think of a few more counters, but we at least know how dangerous of an enemy we're dealing with. But if I can think of any way to strengthen your mental fortitudes, I will. But honestly, at the moment, most I could do is like try to paralyze you if you try to do that to me. Or I would much prefer just to break her concentration, but I'm not sure how viable that is.
Well, Grakthar doesn't necessarily understand spells, but okay. So you said Raven was there, but not there. It was a fake bird. Um,
It was specifically a magical bird, a raven that was watching us, or the temple anyway.
okay.
I don't know who it was sent from, but presumably a cats are probably the lich. And when Velthik gets up from his watch, I would inquire with him about it to see if he knows more.
Okay.
And
I'll
then
try
I
and
will.
climb up as high as I can in the temple. Are there like stairs that lead up to like the roof or parapet or something?
Yeah, because they would still have to get up to the roof to clean it, and for the various candles that keep the twilight.
Okay. So I'll climb up to the roof and take a look around, have a better vantage point. And give me 1 second. I'll pull up my sheet and roll some perceptions.
Also, it's just nice sleeping in a bed.
Hmm. Oh wow.
Temp filler.
Yep.
Very fancy.
Yeah, so I'll take a look around and then I'll come down, and when fourth watch is about to happen, I'll wake up Velthek and tell him, so my mistress, or Grakthar's mistress, uh, found a raven that wasn't a raven. I don't know. Uh, she's meditating, so leave her alone for right now. Um, but anyway, you should know that I'm gonna go back up to the roof. Or
Alright.
Grakthar is gonna go back up to the roof. Ah, fuck!
Alright, then. Be on the lookout for fake birds.
Magic stuff Grakthar does not understand.
Well done.
Get my armor on. And get on patrol as well. Checking the windows and everything down here.
Alrighty.
And we won't be
You can
sick.
give me a perception as well for the fourth watch.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, correct. Though you didn't see anything specific or dangerous on third watch, nor do either of you see anything other than the first signs of the sun beginning to rise during fourth watch. As I said to Solani, the native animals do seem to have an interest. I will say, Garthar, you notice that there are quite a few monkeys that have wings perched in the trees immediately around you. There are a couple that have braved the roof, but as soon as you look over at them, they jump off and take to the air.
Stupid monkeys.
Phew.
But your watch will end, and you're able to begin waking everybody. This place does not like provide food, but it is nicer to eat in than sitting outside in the rapidly warming morning.
Just sitting there for the early morning with an actual altar, having a nice morning prayer, peaceful with this fucking smell of incense in the temple.
I'll patiently wait for Belfic to finish his morning prayers before approaching and going to Grakthar relay my warning about the familiar.
I guess he mentioned something about fake birds puffing out and all, so.
So larger than average raven, clearly a familiar, as it was able to dispel magic on it, but I was not sure if perhaps someone summoning a raven specifically might be a signature you might be more familiar with. I mean, one could assume it's the Lich, but knowing you, how popular you are, I would wonder if you've made any other enemies. And honestly, a Lich summoning a non native creature to spy seems rather out of place, unless she was not trying to hide it at all.
Might have spotted something that she was trying to hide, probably. Can I roll a history to see if I remember any other people I might know who would have the ability to have a familiar.
I mean, that list could be very, very long.
Yeah.
Might be able to maybe have a
Mima,
familiar.
fucking.
Like, that's a really long list, even
Yeah.
without a roll.
Anyone
So,
who has a thing for ravens?
do you have a specific? Yeah, do you want to roll specifically? Like, do I know anybody that fucks around with ravens? That
Yeah,
would be a more
honestly,
specific question.
I feel like it's Shadow Mantle either way, but yeah, especially for how she wears her cloak. I would give it a try, especially for the Raven part. That seems very specific.
Hello.
Hello.
Welcome. You get to see the temple.
Oh,
Temporary
What
fill.
is- what is this place?
My mind skin. I sat down
Welcome.
for an hour after clearing an area, and then from my mind and prayers, I have manifested a temple of Solvarus with Twilight and full cloister beds and a bath for us to sleep in safely with protections, aircon, as well as, bane for enemies and other such, and only we can close and open the doors to this place. And it lasts 24 hours.
Oh shoot, that's awesome.
Ba-da-da-da-da-da.
And also, guys, I'm very sorry for being late. My mom, last minute stuff. She always does that to me.
You're good,
It happens.
It happens.
but welcome. You've actually got to sleep into the night through, all that and have a nice comfy bed.
Yep. No one died. We only killed a raven.
Oh, a bird?
Yeah.
A fake bird. A magic bird.
A magic bird.
So it doesn't count
Yeah.
towards the Angie druids.
Mm.
Yeah. It was an invasive species. Ravens do not exist in Chult. It was an invasive species.
It's true. It had to get done.
Yeah.
It had to be done.
But yeah, so I guess the rude answer would be our lich problem doesn't really care that wants us to know that she doesn't care that she's watching us. Or you have someone else watching you with a raven.
I'm sure she's trying to keep track of us. She did threaten to continue to return.
Right. But she could have at least done a better job of hiding it. Like I said, unless she wanted us to know that she was watching us. Just feels rude.
I heard what she said to Grekthar, and I'm not surprised that she's using psychological tactics outside of combat as well.
Mm.
What did she say to Grakthar? Grakthar does not remember.
That honestly tracks. I think it's better not to worry about that.
Grakthar will rip off her arms and beat her to death with them.
Honestly, gladly encourage that, especially with Shadow Mantle. Oh, yeah.
Well, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it, but not that it was much a surprise anyway. But if you see any ravens about, if you want to flip it off, you can flip off the lich indirectly that way. No sense making it too easy, if we can avoid it.
As they always say, have fun with it while you can, right?
Yes, everything about this has been so much fun since we've been here. That's the exact word I would use with it.
Every day of my life.
Right. When the prospect of death is looming ever closer, the first thing I think of is, this is fun. What a hoot.
I'm glad you're as thrilled as I am.
But, of course, the lich is the obvious answer. I'd bring it up in case there was anyone else you might know who would want to watch us with a raven.
Honestly, if it were another person that I can think of aside from Red Wizards, the only other one at play would probably be my Mima.
I'm sorry, you're what?
Grandmother.
No, fuck.
I mean, she would probably trend towards draconic
I know.
sentiments, but
Gotta stay on brand and such.
for sure.
I believe you did mention you weren't on good terms with your family. What with you killing half of them, right?
Majority of them. My grandparents were
Yeah.
about the only ones that were not murdered.
That's metal.
Either way, I'm
Well,
sure
who
most of
knows?
them did not stay dead.
Maybe if we're lucky enough, next time your lich friend attacks us, your family will come in and want to get the honor of killing you, and then they can kill each other for the honor of killing you.
I wouldn't put it past them if we weren't trying to work with them.
So you guys finishing breakfast and having this conversation, you can move outside because I know you still wanted to work on your raft.
Well, I was trying to be optimistic, but all right.
I am optimistic, but I assume the worst out of preparation.
Can we just stay in the temple longer? Grakthar liked it better in there.
I
No.
mean, pull things into you and lash them together while we work.
Oh, wait, well,
I have 2 hemp ropes that I can volunteer for the raft making.
I also have not 150 feet of rope. So, how many feet of rope will take us to not even like make a super legitimate raft, just something that can float and hold Georgie. That's all we need. We don't
If
need
you
it to
guys are
be
just
super
gonna
durable.
take the 3 trees and just tie them together after cutting the like limbs off without doing anything like to them, without sawing them in half or anything that would take like real
We
time, you could have something that is long enough for Georgie to essentially lay on with his legs off of the sides, or at least 1 or 2 of his legs off of the sides, and float and be pulled through the hot water. Because he is made of
I mean,
metal. This is the thing. You guys had like this is why you didn't bring tinder. It's because it
Mhm.
gets really difficult really quick to bring big metal things around through the jungle.
Well, he's
all
not
right.
leaving. There Georgie goes, I go.
Would it be feasible? I don't know how fast Georgie can go, but can Georgie keep up with us on the shore since we're staying relatively close to the shore?
I mean,
Hmm.
it
Well,
depends
he
on.
doesn't get tired.
That's my point. If he doesn't get tired, if he can keep up with us from the shore, we're not going to leave to go too far from it.
So let's do this in terms of tiles.
Hmm.
If you guys are going to go back on the water, that means you can move through any tile that includes water, even if only partly, on this map. I assume that you guys will head probably this way and camp on this shore right here.
Yeah.
Sure.
So for Georgie to go overland, he would need to go 40 miles to get there. Then again, wait, hold
Right.
on. Let me zoom in. Hold on. Let me look at this map. He run. There is shore there, but he does need to hit this, so this is what he needs to do. But that's still 40
I, I
miles.
would I would pose that perhaps to our advantage, Georgie does not get tired and could presumably dash the whole time
He just
and be
dashed the
quicker
whole
than
time,
us.
right? 70 feet every time.
He still would mechanically get exhaustion from dashing because he would
Parts in
start to
order.
overuse himself. He is not
Hmm.
designed to sprint overland for that. His max speed is 40 feet per, or whatever it is. What's his
35.
speed? 35. So 35, you cut that, you divide that by 10, and that's their miles per hour. So 3.5 miles per hour. I will say the shore of Lake Luo is like pretty empty, as you guys just found. So 3.5 miles per hour for 8 hours is 28 miles, which is just about the like moving at a fast pace for a whole day, which is 30 miles of overland travel. So you guys could limit yourselves and travel less distance than you necessarily could totally, or could see how dragging Georgie through the lake will go. Like he'll be mostly out of the water as long as you avoid the boiling spots. Should be fine.
Oh, no.
Perhaps you could install some sort of make Georgie
A
smaller
heat
mechanic.
dampener. I mean, I could technically reduce his size, but that only lasts for so long. So
What if you just take them apart?
I'd have to destroy him, and then it would take me a whole 8 hours to build him.
You just build them tomorrow.
Yeah.
God.
Sorry.
I mean, we're gonna be traveling down the lake, right? So it makes sense that
Well, when we get into a fight, we'll be Georgie-less. Because I know we're gonna get into a fight on the other end.
you can depend on your party to have your back on that, and you're not completely useless.
We could split up.
Mm.
I mean, if it really came to that, says Masika.
I think we should work.
I don't suppose you prepared the fabricate spell there, Grimka.
No. No. Can I even have that yet?
It's a 4th level spell. Do you have 4th level spell slots?
I have one. Yeah. I don't have that one.
It's an artificer spell. It'll let you make crude things just out of materials. So you could literally wiggle your fingers and turn all of the materials we have into a fully formed raft.
It's awesome. It's a great spell.
Well, I don't have.
I mean,
well, I don't have
unless
red.
well, here I don't unless the homebrew artificer is different. Regular artificer can rechange their spells.
Oh, I'm
on
just
a
using
long rest.
we're just using. Me and Nick decided to use just the normal artificer thing for spells and whatnot. So.
Well,
yeah, you can change your spell on a long rest. Like you could have picked.
No, I'm saying yes.
because
I can do that.
Grimka would have
right,
known.
but this doesn't.
Yeah,
I guess what I'm getting at. This isn't.
Me,
this
the
is-
player doesn't know, but Grimka definitely would have had that.
Right. No, but what I'm saying is today we can just kind of get by, and then the following
And
day
then
we
long rest and yeah.
This isn't a long-term problem. We can fix this the next day. Today we can just make do.
Sure, yeah, I can do that, and then I can fashion us a raft. Like,
Okay, so somebody draw me the path that you guys are gonna take today, and tell me what the plan is.
I feel like each line should work pretty well.
Okay, so what's gonna happen with Georgie?
Raft him up.
Raft him up.
I think. Look, I'm sure there aren't going to be too many boiling points right near the shore. We'll do our best to be a lookout for them. And we can mend any damage that's done.
Okay.
yeah, okay.
All right. Why don't you guys show me how you're dividing into the boats then? Let me take you back to this map real quick.
Same that we did before, the 4 and 4. And Georgie in the boat. Or the makeshift buggy. The caboose.
I'm just wanting to know if you guys are splitting up how you guys are splitting up your NPCs because now Helena is here and she can choose where she wants to sit.
Probably wherever Masika's at, or Grimka,
Oh, well,
I think.
I'm gonna get in this boat.
Alright. Then I shall be here.
I'm in the dragon boat.
Funny.
Welcome to the dragon wagon.
Oh my god, no, this one is gonna get attacked first.
That's right.
Yeah.
You're sitting
Yeah,
next to the
you
man
done
of
fucked up.
power.
You really
You
are
wouldn't-
sitting between I'm holding the staff of Sabras and I'm the holder of the ring of winter. And Dragonbait who has a holy fucking longsword.
I look at Masika. Do you want to swap seats?
No.
You could.
Why?
You made your choice. Live with it.
No.
You could have been
I
chilling,
won't live.
chilling with your fellow arcane casters over here, but no, you chose
I
the
didn't-
dragon.
Hey, I couldn't see who was on the boat.
Yeah, arcane casters up top. Am I right? Says Masika.
We all high five.
Poor Masika.
Masika, you're an honorary arcane caster because of the sword. As
Also,
an
Blackdar's
arcane
not a
item, you're an
caster either.
honorary. He's
Thanks.
no. We
Thanks,
got
bro.
arcane in our blood. It's fine.
All right, everybody is going to head out onto the lake. As you are heading out, you set out paddling with Georgie on the lashed together trees and logs. You will
Beautiful.
have that prepared for tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
As you are going, as 2 hours go by, can I get a con save from Georgie?
Oh, he's cooking, boy. He's a cooking boy.
He's boiling. Oh my god.
Look at that.
Georgie, no.
His ability check. How does he have a 1?
He got no bonuses to con. That's crazy.
Yeah, he doesn't get a
0
bonus.
con.
Poor guy.
Guess he ain't a tank.
Built this man out of sweated copper pipes, bro.
Okay, he's gonna take 20 fire damage over the course of the 2 morning hours as he is beginning to have his hind leg, which is hanging over the side currently, be warped by the heat of the metal seeping into his vital internals that are
Hey.
the mechanisms of his joints.
At least he doesn't make pain sounds.
What if?
Oh,
Why?
but metal does when it's
Oh
heated and
no,
warped.
it screams and like.
You ever hear that? That horrible, horrible
What were you
screech.
What were you gonna say, Helena?
Helena would just glare at Grimka from across and just be like, talking to Mystica and Solani and Grekthar.
Having girl
We
time.
should have just, yeah. She's just like, we should have just smashed that thing. We could have just
Oh.
rebuilt it.
It's a little bit
Savage.
insensitive.
Absolute savage. I love it.
But like, there should be a way to like take apart and like.
I'm always wondering, like, if there's a screw point, we can at least like take off the legs, and then the body could fit in one canoe with legs in the other.
Exactly. We should have just smashed it up. I don't understand.
Well, I'm saying there structurally should be points that you could unscrew or take off, so that's easier to manage. But I guess that's not the case with this.
Is anyone specifically on watch over the course of the morning hours?
Yes, because.
Grakdark, why don't you give me a perception check?
Ooh.
Ooh, not great.
Okay. Everybody else, can I get passive perceptions in the chat?
I mean, I'm 16 passive perception.
Yes, but you were on watch.
So what you're saying is I should be the one who's just passively looking.
It's hard to say. It's hard to say. I will say you are a barbarian, so you are not. You also aren't going to be able to be surprised. So it's okay for you.
I can't be
Alrighty.
surprised either.
Okay. If you have a 15, you are. Oh, did I freeze? Yeah, I am froze. All right. If you have a 15 or higher, you are safe for your passive perception. Everyone else is surprised and will have disadvantage on this check. Some of the flying monkeys from the shore were wheeling above your head, a couple 100 feet above. And they come down in a swarm, several of them landing at each end of both boats. And as they dash forward, each of them reaches forward with tiny little graspy hands for something upon your person. Everybody make me a dexterity saving throw if you failed the roll or are surprised, or if you were surprised, basically. So Helena and Grimka, Grekthar can't be surprised. Give me dexterity saving throws at disadvantage, the two of you. Everybody else is at normal. And you
So
can see it, so you have advantage.
okay.
Foresight, so.
Foresight, so advantage. Okay, so Helena, that's a 9. That's gonna fail. I will roll for all the NPCs as well.
No.
Okay, Dragon Bait is at disadvantage. Masika is at normal, and Artis is also at disadvantage. Okay. The flying monkeys swoop through the party, reaching for things at different people's waists. Helena, Solani, Masika, and Arctis are all going to fail.
I hate
Can
this.
each of you roll me a d4, and I'll roll one for Masika and one for Arctis.
It's gonna be really awkward if they take the sword.
They might.
I would be pissed.
They very well might.
Okay,
I
give
would
me
just
a
quit.
second. I
would
need
just
to. All right, we'll
Jump
go
over the boat.
go in
Into
top
the
order.
lava
So
lake.
let me go to Helena first. Helena, you rolled a 2.
Mhm.
As you cover your face with your hands, as a rush of small furry monkeys with bird wings on their back rush over
furries.
you, you lose, as you hear a rattle behind you, 10 of your crossbow bolts, and as one of them grabs for something, 4 of your rations.
These little shits.
Solani, you rolled a 4
Is that good
for
in
the
this
monkeys.
context? Oh,
Fuck me.
Let's see. Solani. Is your hand harp something that you would have out in the uh in a peaceful
oh.
moment, like in a canoe?
I mean, I don't think I'd have it in my hands, but it'd probably be like tied at my hip, like on the belt, maybe. It's
Okay.
small enough. I'll shoot that monkey, though.
You
You take my hand
yeah.
harp.
Yeah.
You see
Oh,
a monkey reach down for your hand harp, and as you are focused on that one, another one reaches for your belt and snags your water skin and
Oh.
darts into the air with it.
Damn, my vital
are you,
sustenance.
wait, are you telling me I have to choose between my water skin and my harp?
Yes.
Yes.
The things are happening, but let me resolve the last two. Masika got an 8 and rolled a 1. Uh, you hear her yell and snatch at something, and it appears that some of her like spare clothes from her pack that were like not all the way tied were pulled out. It appears to be a pair of pants. And Artis rolled a 2, so he is also going to lose what appears to be a pouch of rations. It maybe maybe 4 or 5 days worth. It's hard to say. And he is currently holding on to a longbow that is being pulled out of his hands. As this happens, the monkeys take off into the sky. Those of you that I presented with choices, Solani, you you're going to attempt. I was gonna say, do you have a reaction that you would like to use, or what would you try and do in
I
this
mean,
moment?
I have Warcaster, so I can cast spells of reaction.
Okay, so all right. So you have your hand on your harp to stop another monkey from getting it, and your water skin is 5 feet up and getting farther away, and you cast lightning lure.
On the monkey, yes.
Okay, it makes a strength saving throw. Uh, I need the monkey sheet. God, Roll20 is so slow today. Excuse me.
I knew I had this cantrip for a reason, because it would look cool the one day I got to use it.
You lash this monkey with lightning. It is
Fuck yeah.
immediately shredded by lightning energy, which grabs onto your water skin and pulls it down, and it falls into the canoe rather than in the water.
Wonderful. And I look at
Uh,
the other monkey trying to get my hand harp. Like, Laying him down, like eyeing him with that look of like, you want to be next, motherfucker?
Helena would be like, Zika, no, your panties! Flowing in the wind.
You what? And she lets go and she turns to you crimson cheeked. As
No.
they're just pants.
I swear.
Oh, like they took our panties.
they took her panties!
These monkeys have seen too many 80s comedies. They have gone too far.
Those that got away will climb higher and higher to the air, taking Artus's longbow and
By any chance, are they within range of firebolt? May I start
Yes.
shooting these monkeys? All
You
right.
can attempt to shoot the monkeys. I will say whichever one you shoot first causes the others to scatter and immediately you'll have disadvantage on the rest as they'll be dodging.
All right.
I'm
So,
pushing.
Can I fire at the same time, or
You guys would have to coordinate in some way from opposite boats which are drifting apart as
Quick
you guys
question.
stop paddling.
I have Warcaster. That Artis is behind me. Was that monkey next to me when he's trying to leave with Artis's longbow?
No, they were coming from opposite directions. So
Alright,
you were
I just
facing
wanna
monkeys
clarify.
and they were facing. Yeah, no, it's a good question. It's because they were all running
Yeah,
all
no,
over.
no.
They all have pack tactics.
I was trying.
I'm gonna get the longbow. I'll get the panties. Fire!
Not disadvantage.
15 is going to hit.
Oh no, the panties do vapor.
I'm going to say that
Your
you're
panties!
firing at one with disadvantage, Grimka.
Dead.
But a 22 is still gonna hit.
Oh.
There are two squeaks from the monkeys and several cries and hoots as the flock swirls around and scatters in opposite directions towards the shore. There are 4 splashes of pants, longbow,
Oh,
monkey,
no.
and monkey hitting the water.
I would like to use my mage hand to scoop out, yeah, whatever's closest.
Get the panties.
Yeah, Mystika's in our boat, so I guess I'll get the panties.
Scoop it up with your
I
sword.
don't want them. I
they-
don't want them anymore.
No, you need them.
You need them. You need them.
She takes the very
I
wet
just a
pants
very
and wrings
very
them
sad
out.
mage hand takes out the page, just floats over.
Helena just shoulder rubs Masika. It's okay.
Stop. Leave me alone. Leave me alone.
Ah, you started this.
Mystika, I don't mean to bro. Obviously, it's playability though. I can clean clothes if you want with magic. The options on the table. I
Please.
understand that you.
Please.
Okay, I will cast. I will cast prestidigitation on the panties.
Artus's longbow like it splashes in the water. I just like pat him on the back and I'm like, "See, I gotcha."
It's. I. Can you fish it out of? Can we bring the canoe around?
Yeah, we might have to.
Make your way over.
Oh yeah, I guess the
and
longbows.
use his very hot canoe longbow. The string is like partially damaged.
I guess a longbow is heavier than 5 pounds, isn't it?
On that note, can I get another con save from Georgie as you guys continue
Oh, God.
forward? Another 3 hours.
Oh.
All right. Well, on the bright side, those monkeys will know not to fuck with us.
Oh.
Ooh.
All right.
Georgie, my guy.
Metal is going to continue to be warped and affected. His leg is getting more and more damage. At this point, it will probably require you to fully replace it. 17
Yeah.
more fire damage from boiling lake water.
I can't.
It's
By
hot.
the way, I can't adjust these. Are you? Because he's not on them. I can't adjust his health because he's not on them.
No, yeah, I got it.
Okay. My poor boy.
He is almost bloodied.
This makes me wonder if canoes can just easily handle boiling water.
Good portion of
These
them.
are thick, well-made, six-person like rowboat-style canoes.
They're
That
all like lacquered and stuff.
Yeah.
they're very well made to be resistant to humidity, which also includes heat treatment. So while it's not good for it, 2 days of travel along this lake is not going to meaningfully harm the boats yet. You shouldn't like fully submerge it or anything, but the most uncomfortable thing about this is that while it may be 90 degrees, 80 degrees, 90 degrees in the jungle today, on the lake, especially in the middle of the day, it is easily 105. It is sweltering, especially for those in heavy armor.
I'm dying.
Thankfully, evening will eventually arrive, and you guys are able to make it to another shore of the lake.
Georgie's legs just all mangled.
Just gets out. It's just curled up like a tentacle.
Wait, you know what that reminds me of? Honey, hold on, honey.
Oh no.
Where's-
Georgie's suffering reminds you of something funny. Is that what it is?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, can Georgie really? Does Georgie feel? Does he?
No.
Does he suffer?
He loves.
No, of course he doesn't feel pain.
This-
He's,
this
he's
is-
automaton.
Go
Okay,
look at Jungle
I
Bunglers. That's Georgie.
Oh no.
Can I get one more con save for the evening? And as he's getting off of this rickshaw,
Oh no.
Fucked up.
That shouldn't be. That I shouldn't laugh at that, but I.
he's
That's
gonna
cute.
take half, so only 13 more.
Poor kitty.
Uh,
Oh God, I just assess the damage. I'm like, oh man.
Oh fuck. Oh jeez, man.
Oh, jeez, man.
He whines and paws.
Oh, jeez, Rick.
We're gonna have to replace this and this.
I think Georgie's kind of fucked.
It's okay. I can. It's nothing I can't fix.
My mechanical expertise are not great, but if there's anything I can do to help on the arcane end, by all means, let me know.
Maybe. This is mostly a fixing the chassis sort of issue, mechanical.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Just point it out there in case. Yeah, that really looks like a very uncomfortable. I'm very happy George doesn't feel pain because it looks very uncomfortable. I just want.
It looks pretty
Most of
fucking
most of the vital internals are set in the front. That's a pretty good idea, considering.
Hmm.
I think the blessings are
All right. Well, Mr. Holy Man, is it another temple night or is this ground to
I mean,
build in?
depends how fast we can clear things out. Let's get going.
So you'll see that this portion is no longer the waste. You are at the cooler shore of the lake, the north edge. And though you are on solid ground, this is marshland. It is wet and muddy and filled with small beds of water and pools and ponds,
ugh.
moss.
Mosquitoes and shit.
Ew, 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 ew.
Mosquito.
While the heat does recede, especially as long as the evening, as the evening progresses farther, the humidity, if anything, intensifies.
I'm the worst nightmare.
I love it. It's so
Yeah, I
wetty.
think Elena's probably. I'm taking off her armor.
This would take significantly more time to clear, especially without bladed cutting weapons to clear foliage with, like
Oh,
machetes.
I have a sword.
We got the raft.
I have
Yeah,
a
you could
sword.
absolutely blunt your magic sword on trees all
How the fuck are you
day.
gonna blunt a magic sword?
I mean, if there are 1, 2, 3, 4,
Can we
5,
just
6,
sleep on top
7
of that
trees in
rock?
particular. We can sleep anywhere. This is more of a like having a safe base problem.
I mean, if it's not just two of us, we could probably crack this out fairly quickly.
Right. If there's any particularly difficult trees, I could blight them or put one fire.
Weren't the forest people just like that?
Be mad. Yeah.
Oh, fuck. I forgot the forest people.
Who are the forest people?
At
They
the
were
end of
mad at
the
us
year.
for because everything around Velthic was dying, and we killed some animals.
That was more or that was more or less just decimating a large area with dead brush. This is just kind of clearing a small flat.
Yeah, I'm sure they wouldn't have any problem with people destroying parts of the ecosystem to erect a large temple.
Well, Velthek, if your magic kills plants, why not just go cast a couple spells to clear the area?
Well, because it still needs to be cleared.
Well, but if you kill stuff, or Grakthar can rip it out. Wouldn't that work?
Go start tapping your staff to trees and see what happens.
Anything I touch will decay, but yes. Anything that's
Or,
incredibly tough, we can just decay that a bit.
or I guess there are still benefits of the tiny hut. It is a lot stealthier to use if we can find a good hiding spot. It won't stand out as much.
I can change the color of the dome, so.
We cover it in leaves and branches to make it look like a pile of leaves and branches.
That might
Which
work
then
for
collapse on us when the dome pops. But
It's just leaves and branches.
you. Look at the size of us compared to you.
What
I'm not
happens
gonna.
if you put it underwater?
But the water would flood back
Oh.
in as soon as the dome ended.
But it would be very stealthy.
But then you'd be wet.
Yes, but also, case in point of danger, I point to Georgie.
Also true.
I could just
You'd
throw
be-
up the tiny hut then.
Yeah. You'd be cooked.
Unlike Georgie, we
Oh,
can't get
wow.
our limbs replaced that easily.
It's not easy to replace them.
I mean, compared to us, I feel like it's a little easier replacing flesh limbs.
I cross my arms.
Well, it's like there are spells that do that. I'm not trying to diminish your abilities. I'm just saying none of it. Well, like Velthig is, but we don't exactly have limbs on standby that we can just cut off and replace them with. I don't have that spell yet.
I could technically build you some. But then that would require a lot of machining, a lot of melding the nerves to yours. Yeah, no, it'd be too much work. Keep your flesh limbs.
I could
That's
fix
the whole
limbs.
point. I much rather would like to keep flesh limbs.
I could fix limbs, but I would need holy water.
Robot arm is pretty cool. I thought about cutting off my right arm to give myself a robot arm.
Why?
Well, it was gonna be a prototype test, and I figured who better to test it on than me. But I still got the 2 flesh arms, so realized that was not a good idea.
Helena walks
So it's
over,
good.
flicks you in the forehead. Dumb.
I didn't do it.
Well,
Ended up doing it to some random guy.
Alright then, I think I'll throw the tiny hut up on that statement.
He was already missing
No.
the arm.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't cut his arm off.
Didn't cauterize it.
the way you worded it did make me think for a second that you cut off someone's arm and forcibly put a robot arm on them.
No. I found
Did you
myself an
eat the
amputee.
arm?
I found an amputee, and then I put the arm on him.
Artis will turn to Dragonmate and say and mouth, found herself an amputee.
Quote
That's
unquote
something to say.
found.
Got something to say, Ice Boy.
I like both of my arms where they are.
I'm not gonna cut your arms off.
So she says.
So Velthic,
Besides-
dome, tiny hut.
Right. We'll plant down and tiny hut up.
I'm a scientist, not a psychopath.
Much of a difference between the two these days.
So we try to find a little stealthier area to try to hide the dome, just in case.
I figured I'd try and make it look like sand, but
Well, wait,
Dig a little
well,
hole.
Build a sandcastle.
Build a sandcastle.
so we'd be in a sand pit, and then the dome up top would look like sand.
Yeah, it looked like a small divot
Yeah.
in sand.
who wants to dig?
So long as
Or just like a low hill if you only dig like a couple feet down and it just looks like a sand mound.
Yeah, make it look like a sand dune or something.
Check
all
it
right,
out.
so long as this lich doesn't know a spell that moves Earth and encapsulates us beneath it.
Yeah, why would you have that cantrip?
Thankfully, you know,
Can't trip.
you're not very
This can
familiar.
only do like very small bits of Earth at a time.
She got time.
Yeah.
She got time, bro.
She got time, but I feel like we would notice it if someone just had a shovel was digging dirt onto us.
Throwing dirt up on.
You just hear.
So, somebody rolls a really bad watch check.
A 4.
All right, Velthic, hear me out. What if you make it look like a rock and you put it like next to that, so it just looks like two rocks next to each other?
Do I need to point out the boats?
Yeah, like, we have multiple things outside that are going to be...
Oh, look, nothing we do is perfect. We have a lich hunting us. I'm just trying here, okay?
Appreciate.
We already know she's watching us. She probably already knows where we are. I'm just trying to make some semblance of safety to feel like I'm not going to die a third time.
Solani, I'm not trying
What?
to be dismaying. You're probably going to have that as long as you're beside me.
All I'm saying is we can at least try to be a little stealthy.
Still... possibly help.
At least until I can cast a magnificent mansion that, as far as I'm aware, cannot be seen. I have to reread the spell, see if there's like a portal people can see.
The door is invisible when the door
Once
is
it's closed.
Mm,
But
Yeah.
if someone has true sight,
I'd be
then
able to see it.
they
Oh fuck.
Yeah.
But
But it's
yeah.
a lot easier to hide the door in some brush or something that would make it
That's true.
Yeah.
hard to see. And in theory, you could cast Tiny Hut, and then while inside the Tiny Hut, cast Magnificent Mansion.
Mm-hmm.
And also, from my understanding, even if she can see it, she can't enter it or dispel it. So there's that. But that's a later problem. Right now, we have a tiny hut.
Yes. The most safety for the time.
Without thinking your spell, I defer to you on the placement. I'm just trying to help.
I appreciate it. You this
I'm gonna go look for ravens now. go look, peer into the trees, a little paranoid.
I'm gonna lay down and keep my armor on and all that.
Okay. Solana, give me a perception check to keep watch throughout the night.
Sure. Oh, if it's for the night?
If I heard people starting to lay down, I assume that was what we were starting. If not,
I did. Okay. If we're doing that, I can make 2 watches. I didn't know if we were.
is there anything else people would like to do before we do night stuff?
Nope. I only have a thing to do during night stuff. Just fix the fucking warped ass legs of
Poor
Georgie.
Georgie. My legs!
Oh! Oh!
On
Solani.
fire. back.
Your first watch goes pretty much without any issues. But your
Yeah.
second watch,
Mm-hmm. Where is
a
it?
pair of large ravens.
A pair this
Oh, you got
time.
2 ravens now. Got 2 ravens now.
They're sitting next
All
to each
right.
other on the same branch.
Are they looking like right at the dome?
Yep.
Yeah.
Don't you feel so safe with me?
I'll cast 2 dispel magics. Fine.
Okay, you cast Dispel Magic. As you do, the second one takes to the air and begins to fly away, but it cannot get more than 120 feet away from you in uh, 6 seconds.
In 6 seconds. Yeah. It's just spite at this point. Fuck your birds.
Yeah. They disappear.
I'm gonna take a deep breath. Maybe recognize I'm a little tense. Then go dig Ragnar up once it's the end of my watch.
For sure. For sure, for sure, for sure. No doubt, no doubt, no doubt, no doubt, no doubt.
And then I'll let them know that the Ravens are here again. Just FYI.
Are they real ravens or not ravens?
Familiars. They were familiars.
What's a
Magical
familiar?
ravens. It's a magical creature that wizards and spellcasters can summon to be their eyes and ears.
Oh, okay. Wizard shit.
Wizard shit, yes.
Okay.
So there were two this time instead of the one, which I feel like was
Oh,
just to spite us. But
okay.
I suppose be on the lookout. If you see any more, or if you see, oh, I don't know, an army advancing upon us at this rate.
You you will likely hear Grakthar's roar as as Grakthar moves to engage the enemy.
Well,
Okay.
don't if you see an enemy, don't go by yourself. Wake us up. You shouldn't go out there alone.
Wink. Right.
No, Rakthar, I'm serious.
A
Serious.
restful meditation to you, mistress.
An eventful watch to you. Go trance.
Okay. One. Oh, that should have been just normal, so that's 7. Uh, 18 and a 7.
Uh, Grektar, with the 7, you don't hear or see much, but as morning is coming, there is one moment just before the sun finishes rising where you hear a heavy flap of wings. Once, twice, and then never again. So you turn around, you can't spot it, but you did hear it briefly.
I yell, come here, bird.
Does this
So,
bird have no honor?
Grakthar would just be like going through different fight practice, swinging his hammers and that kind of thing. Kind of morning workout, limber up after a bit.
Okay. Morning comes. You are all awoken with the humidity and the heat. Your time to plan your next step of your journey. You all bug
Reckon.
dap again.
Bug dap.
Please mark down a bug
Yeah.
dap if
Yeah.
you didn't. Helena, we've traveled 3 days. Make sure you get all 3 bug daps.
Gotcha.
We dabbing.
Dappin. You know that you are within a day's travel of Nangalore. That it would take much longer to get there if you stuck to the waters. And that from there you could continue back to the river if you so wished.
So I guess the question is, do we take the boats with us and go that way and then head to the river there? Or do we take the boat up, leave the boats here, and then go back and forth?
I think it makes the most sense to portage them to Nangalore and then over to the river.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's less total distance.
It's less back and forth for sure. It's just more carrying the boats.
Well, you got Gregthar and his
Grakthor.
ability.
Okay.
Did Georgie get fixed during the night? Is he
Yeah, it
all
would have
better
taken
now?
me a few hours, but I only get half of his HP back,
Okay.
and the rest of it I have to just mend it. Basically,
Which you'll do throughout the day as you're traveling.
yeah. While we're walking,
Okay. Thankfully today is once again a beautiful, sunny, hot as balls day in Chult. The clouds are few and far between, and even the oppressive humidity of the swamp is being burned off slightly. Those of you in armor, once again, not having a great time, especially considering that you're going to have to be carrying canoes on your heads.
not me. I'm too short.
As the short person, your job is to provide us with entertainment. And I hand you the hand drum. Play it.
I just look down and I just boom. I just hit it like once or twice. Boom.
I'll get out my hand harp and play along to try just for the hell of it.
I'm not a musician, so
Well, neither am I, but it's nice to pass the time.
you gotta forgive.
Yeah, give me a performance, Grimka.
It's horrible. It's horrible. It's the worst drumming you've ever heard from one single hand drum.
I'll take my hand drum back, thanks.
I'm sorry. I don't play. I don't play instruments. I don't know.
I'm trying my best with the harp to try to make a compelling beat to it as best I can.
Oh, how about this for entertainment? Why don't I give you a lesson on how Georgie functions? A little bit of a crash course.
That sounds boring.
Oh, make sure you have expended your spell slots to make your raft, the
Yeah,
raft out of
fabricate.
trees, unless you're gonna go cast it again when you get to the water again.
I think I
You don't
would
want to carry
probably.
it right
Yeah,
now.
I think I would probably wait until we get to the water to fabricate that.
Okay.
Well,
So that means we're
oh, that'd be
dragging the
interesting.
makeshift raft with us?
No, I don't
Well,
think
we're
we need to make
dragging.
this one anymore.
We're
I think we're
dragging.
gonna
We don't
fabric.
need that one, right? Yeah, because we're gonna get wood and stuff when we get near the river next.
Oh, okay.
Then I can just poop magic up a raft. Oh my god, this is gonna make artists lose his fucking mind. He's gonna be like, so you can just build things out of nowhere with magic.
It's not just magic; it's also build using
Raw
your
materials.
engineering
Yeah.
capabilities to build shit.
I'm gonna want to murder
Build a
him.
viable boat.
Now I see why Sprocket doesn't like him. Yeah.
Can I get a perception check from whoever is on watch today? Be that Helena or Grekthar.
I'm doing. Or Helena, do you want to take watch?
You can do it. You've been doing it. You can do it.
Hey, there we go.
Yeah, good idea.
excellent job keeping watch today, Grekthar. And you can tell as you're getting into the early afternoon that you are getting close to some kind of large ruined structure based on the way that the land is being sort of unraveling in front of you. You're able to give like a sign for for everyone to hold up, and you can decide if you would like to bring everybody towards what you assume to be a large ruined structure several hundred feet to your north.
Hmm.
The water here is also deepening. It seems like there may be some sort of inlet from the stream that leads into this area and feeds the swamp. As you step forward, you realize it might be deep enough to continue on the canoes, or perhaps you could leave the canoes here and have some people stay to guard it. What are you guys interested in doing? As Grakthar communicates what he sees.
Well, I guess we should determine if it's not or deep enough to that we can cross over if we need the canoes before we leave them.
Might as well.
As you continue forward, you can see that there are like land masses that come up from the shallow marshes, but it seems like the river runs in between you and it.
Well, looks like we'll probably need it.
Okay. So you guys put your canoes back into the water. I'm gonna assume the 5 of you climb into one, and Georgie can pull. And the
Go,
other
Georgie,
2 will
go!
stay in the other canoe.
Sure, why not?
I like that.
Alrighty. Alright, Arctis, Dragonbait, and Masika will be behind you guys and off of the map. You can call out to them if you wish. As you continue forward,
Pat Solani on the back. Just in case.
Yeah,
Death
yeah.
Word on
Thank you.
Solani. And Velthic, you are foresighted.
Foresighted, death warded, and all that.
Foresighted and Death Worded.
Got my morning routine.
Okay. Alright. As you continue forward, a fantastic edifice rises up out of the jungle. A hanging garden of exotic beauty. Water streams down on the steps between 2 massive elephant carvings. Beyond them, a broad, flooded avenue runs arrow straight for more than 100 feet before ending at a carving of a Tyrannosaurus face. Water pours from the Tyrannosaurus's jaws and flows the length of the concourse to drain down the steps in front of you. 5-foot-high terraces flank the boulevard. Low archways, 3 on each side, are built into the terraced walls. These archways are in various stages of collapse, as are the tunnels beyond them. Beautifully carved, larger-than-life stone faces are mounted between the arches. A wild profusion of plants grows on the upper terrace, and multicolored parrots and canaries flit and sing amongst them. To the north, beyond it all, a dilapidated brick dome rises above the Tyrannosaurus head waterspout. Smaller, bell-shaped domes surround the highest terraces to your left and to your right. You can also see that there appear to be several crocodiles in the water closest to you. As you look at the statues of the carven faces and elephant heads, you can actually see that they appear to have words carved into the stone, almost like with a claw or chisel, ragged, in a language I don't think any of you recognize. Does anyone know Old Omuan?
Hmm.
Crap.
Siles did, not I.
Does
I did
anyone have
ask
the
that one.
cloistered scholar or sage background?
No. I know I asked that one guy to give me like a list of like common words and stuff, but I don't know if he ever gave it to me.
That one guy.
There back in the village, when they were like translating some sort of like scroll, I
Mhm.
asked the guy who's translating it to give me like a list of common words, and he was like, "Yeah, I can do that." But I don't really know if he ever gave it to me.
Let's say he did.
Ooh, because I have the anthropologist thing, so I was like, I'll see if
Yeah.
I can learn. Yeah, because of this shit.
Okay. I'll say you've been studying your Old Omen. You can make the check to understand it. For each of these checks, it'll be a DC 10 uh, history check. Okay.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
you direct Georgie to. Yeah, I mean, feel free to describe. You guys can move around. Essentially, you're being pulled by Georgie in the shallow water. He's basically like elbows and up out of the water, and there
Hmm.
seems to be a very large crocodile that seems to be drifting slowly in his direction.
Hmm.
Cyrus casts Speak with Animals and talks to them.
Hmm.
Try, Georgie. Do try and get us. Try and get me in view of the words there. I can. And she like pulls out her little like book, the little journal with the stuff scribbled in it,
Mm-hmm.
and
Do we want
like puts on like a little pair of goggles that she's wearing, but they're like reading glasses.
do we want to dispose of the crocodile now or wait for it to attack us?
I mean, if you want to shoot at it, but
How I've handled this before.
we also don't know if that says something like, "Oh, kill the crocodile and you explode" or whatever.
I will gesture in its direction and throw a sleep attack.
Okay. Please roll me 5d8.
Oh,
17 is not enough HP to put this creature to sleep.
That's a horrible sleep. Oh boy. This is annoying.
oh no!
Drifts a little bit closer towards Georgie.
Can I start doing checks for the?
Yes, there are two near you. You can make the first check. DC 10 history. This first carving says, or the face has a bemused expression. The message above it reads, "This garden is dedicated to Zalcor, Queen of Omu and Jewel of Chult."
I mean, Queen's gotta have teacups, right?
Okay,
Fair logic.
the
And
queen of
fancy
home.
spoons.
One could hope.
Then we just gotta deal with the ivory.
It looks a bit toomy to me, though. We gotta be careful. Don't doubt that there'd be traps.
No, seems more like a
Ooh.
garden.
But if there are
I don't.
traps, that means it would be guarding something. Could be things more valuable than spoons and teacups.
Fair, fair. Are we getting closer? I know you said there was two of them. Are we getting closer to the second one, or is that the crocodile?
No,
Still?
so there is one here between these two faces. You could see others along the avenue here.
But I'd have to get closer to look at them.
You guys would have to go up the stairs here, yeah.
Okay.
Or climb up onto the terrace, but this is 20 feet up above you.
What about over
Oh,
here? We just park over there and then we go this way.
we could walk on.
Mm-hmm.
Seems like a couple spaces, yeah.
Okay.
As you
Yeah,
walk away, this thing does come closer to Georgie, and as it bumps into his metal leg, it kind of jerks away somewhat violently, and submerges itself further.
That's not soft flesh at all.
That's not what I'm looking for.
All right. How high up is this wall here?
20 feet.
All these stairs. Okay.
Looks like there's a tree over there that's overgrown the side of it.
That might be easier to climb.
Let's check that out.
If it becomes too troublesome, I have ways of getting people up. I'd rather not cast spells if I can avoid it for something like this.
That's absolutely fair.
I mean, if you have some way of, I mean, I can throw all of you up there.
Look like we can use
Let's
this tree
try to-
up in there?
You could absolutely make an athletics check to climb.
Oh, yeah.
Is there any way to do this where you would allow an acrobatics?
No.
Okay.
Mistress, just climb around Gragthar's neck.
No, that I can climb a tree. Potentially. I will make an attempt at it first.
Velthek, with a 10, you start to climb, but you are unable to support yourself on the roots as they strip away from the stone wall under your weight. With a 10. Solani, you're a lot lighter of foot, and you're able to deftly grab and pull yourself up. As an untrained climber, you use your arms too much, but you're able to pull yourself up the 20 feet over the course of maybe 30 to 40 seconds.
I'm being
Gragthar,
conservative.
Belthek, do you want Gragthar to throw you up there?
Dragon Gragthar, do you want to be
Uh,
Lady Gragthar, Goblin Gragthar, and Solani?
Maybe
I
just
very
a
much
boost,
Gragthar, but a lot.
not a throw, but yeah, I need some better placing.
Helena,
Okay.
with a 12, you are able to bypass Gragthar trying to convince Velthek to let him throw him up, and you're able to join Solani up on the raised area here. As you're
I
both
will,
standing and looking around, you can see these bell-shaped dome sculptures rising at the end of the upper walkways here and on the opposite side here as well. The dome to the east is beginning to crumble with age. The one to the west is wrapped and draped with thick webs and appears to have a large crack running down its center.
Oh, joy.
Something
I'll
to note,
give,
something big enough to cast those webs.
Belthek a boost.
Thank you.
Is there any way I can check to see if is it like fresh? the
Are the webs
recent?
fresh?
Yeah,
They're thick and sticky looking. You could touch them. I don't know.
Touch the
not a
webs.
good idea. I don't want
Touch
to
that web.
Touch
I
the
would-
webs.
I would advise against it.
I'm not gonna.
Usually spiders, if they're around, they'll know if something touched their web.
A piece.
Puppies!
I'll be ready to catch Grimcut.
Graktar, do you throw the willing goblin?
Sure, I'll speedball special.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pass the goblin.
Firm grasp and just throw her up. Velthek, give me a DC 10 to catch a person in full plate armor.
Hell yeah.
I'm
Athletics, I
wearing
assume.
scale mail.
Yep.
Oh, well, you once
Oh,
per.
no.
Grimka, can you please once per? Grimka, can you please make me a dex save as Velthek goes to catch you and your
And
full
misses.
weight of armor hits him and he goes "Gah!" and like stumbles back. You catch onto the side and are able to pull yourself up and don't fall back down. But you did hit Velthek, and you are each going to take 5 bludgeoning damage because it's funny.
Are you two alright?
How do you weigh that much?
Or okay, it's the scale mail. I'm imagining Georgie cannot climb up this fucking
It's
tree.
just sad at the
Georgie
bottom.
can attempt to climb at disadvantage. Athletics check if you would so like.
Sure.
Oh, I mean, I would have waited until Georgie was. Can I assist to make it a straight roll?
Boost Georgie, sure. You help. You know when you try and lift a big dog and they go and they just like don't like it.
They're like, no, no.
I don't want to. Stop.
All right,
So, normal?
regular strength, yeah. Yeah, with a 20, he more or less like goes to climb, can't, and with a boost from Grekthar jumps up onto the top and lands with a heavy crack on the stone.
All right, that means I can ride on the back of George.
You guys can look out over the untamed overgrowth that can't hide the fact that this garden is a haven for exotic plants that don't grow naturally in the surrounding jungle. Unfamiliar flowers, towering ferns, and even stranger plants resembling giant pine cones or lily pads spread and tangle everywhere in this area. Bright canaries flip between them, and parrots with striped beaks squawk in your direction.
All right.
Down here
Nice.
is where the other faces with inscriptions are. This is
Before
the
we go too
T-Rex den
far
that they were
north,
talking about.
Mhm.
it looks like there's a adjacent room here.
Yes, that is the same as these, but these have all been broken and destroyed. This building still has its like enclosed protection that goes down.
Yeah. Covering the waterway.
Yeah, let you get down there.
Say this is truly a beautiful garden.
Would have liked to have seen it in its heyday.
The
All
yellow
right. Well,
arrow don't want to leave, huh?
Well, are we
what?
gonna
Oh,
go looking
yeah.
for?
I think let's check. Guess we'll check out this one at the very north, and then we can work our way over there.
Might as
Sure.
well.
All right, unless anyone else.
I would
goes
have
to-
my book and my glasses on, looking out for any more of the writings and stuff that we saw on the boat ride.
Okay.
Whatever tells us what this place is and hopefully keeps us from dying. I'm looking out for.
Can I
Yes.
make a history check to see if I know more about this place?
Uh, sure. Have you studied much about Chult before you came here?
Probably not. Just if something I might have heard, I'll make a disadvantage if you prefer.
Do you have a specific question about Nangalore that I could answer?
No. I just was wondering if I could learn more. If you need
Mm,
specifics, then I wouldn't have specifics.
mm. I'll say you can roll history because you have a name and the name of this place.
Okay.
With a fort, that is not awesome for your very smart
Yeah.
wizard. Um,
Like I said, I probably haven't delved too much into Chult specifically on research, so makes sense.
you know that its name was not always Nangalore. Its original name was Ka Nanji, which means the Hanging Garden of Dreams, and it was a palatial
Oh,
retreat. It
that's nice.
became known as Nangalore, the Garden of Lost Dreams, but you don't remember the story of why its name was changed. Do you know that the queen
Oh,
of Omu at the time was Zalcor?
all right. I'll relay that just offhand, just making conversation as cool tidbits that I know. Do we want to check out this one first, and then we can work our way over there?
I will say, as you guys are walking by, you see a massive 18-foot tall statue of a warrior wearing Chultan style arms and wielding a spear and shield in there, as well as another
Hmm.
smaller statue inside the gold colored plaster covered palace.
All right. Well, I'm thinking we'll have to come through this way to cross over anyway. We might as well excavate everything on this side before we head
Sure.
over.
Seems like a good idea. Let's see.
Unless, all right, I will look ahead into this room.
God says no art.
No.
Why did God turn to a crane there?
Elphic actively trying to avoid touching the flowers and shit so he doesn't just wilt everything looking through.
Yeah. Let me describe.
God.
I'm going to describe this building as you pass
Okay.
in, and then I'll go
Oh.
to that one. The traces of gold-colored plaster still cling to this dome in a few spots, but everywhere else you see old weathered bricks, more than a few of which have fallen through. The larger-than-life-size elephant carvings and graceful towering spire are still magnificent sights, even if their glory is dimmed by time and decay. That's the exterior of the building. As you continue forward towards this crumbling pagoda, it must have also been a lovely place once, with its wide, graceful arches, inviting breeze to blow through and overlooking the silent pool below. But time, decay, and some bestial presence have given it a sinister air. It smells foul, and dark stains cover the floor and seep down the white steps.
Mm-hmm.
Does it look like is it wet stains or does it look like it's been dried from like long time ago?
It looks like droppings, like animal droppings.
Oh,
As you kind of peer in a little bit more, you can see it's filthy in there. Gnawed bones and the floor and dropping cover the floor.
may I try to make a nature check to see if I can determine what kind of creature was living in here?
Yeah, why don't you move in to get a better idea?
Mm-hmm.
I hate how you worded that, but okay.
Uh-oh.
All right, we're with you.
Yeah, good. Feel free to move. Helena and Grimka, are you looking at anything with in more detail at the outside of this building here?
Yeah.
Palace?
I think Grimka's very interested in the building. It's old architecture, stuff that's
Mm-hmm.
worth like study, at least looking at.
I
Okay.
think Helena wants to go inside since she sees Grimka looking at the outside.
Okay. You guys are gonna start going in. I'm gonna describe the pagoda, but then we'll resolve your thing.
Okay.
Okay.
Solani, as you move in, you're not sure, but maybe something kind of bird-like,
Hmm.
like a crane, some kind of carnivorous crane.
You don't say. Hmm. Interesting. Okay.
There's quite a bit of refuse caked around the edges of this room.
Is there anything that looks like it was forgotten or maybe some unfortunate person had been taken here to be eaten?
There are some bones that could be human, but most of them are gnawed and cracked open, so it's very difficult to tell. You don't see like a skull sitting out in the open.
Gotcha.
But if you want to investigate through the refuse and edges and checking under rocks and stuff, feel free. You don't see any creatures in here, but you do see a couple of long white feathers with blue tips. With blue tips.
Okay.
If I can, I'd like to make an investigation to see if there's anything reagents wise that I can use in here.
Sure. You can also give me an investigation. Alrighty. There are a couple different things. You find a small pouch containing 7 assorted minor gemstones worth 10 gold each. A painted gold bracelet that is still attached to a gnawed bone that is shaped like a coatl. There is a pouch of 7 polished marble beads worth 1 gold each.
Ooh,
There's a fine miniature set of cutlery worth 15 gold. And a
there we
wooden
go. Okay.
scroll tube engraved with skeletons, which appears to contain some kind of paper. There's some paper in there, perhaps a scroll.
All right. So that was a pouch of 7 polished marbles. You said? Oh, you got. Thank you.
Very
Velvet, you are
fancy.
looking at the feathers. You would recognize them. Roll nature with advantage.
Oh shit!
Oh no, I don't like it.
I don't like it either. A 13.
These are Iblis feathers. They are one of the natural monstrosities to the jungles of Chult. They feature largely in the many stories and myths of the continent.
The trickster god.
And do you remember one of them? Yeah, one of the trickster gods was an Iblis.
Okay.
Do you
Does
remember
do
which
we
one?
still have
I believe this was
do
the
we still
one.
have a bag of holding for the bag of bitches, or was that carryover from the last group?
I believe Valthek is in
Silas had made
possession.
that, and that was not a.
Oh, so no, you don't have a bag of holding.
No, we do not have a bag of holding.
Unfortunate.
I think I have one. At least it's on my
Would you like
sheet
to
that I have one.
Would you like to donate it as the party's loot bag?
Yes, but I'm bad at keeping track. So if you want to do that, I'll give it to you.
As long as the handout is editable, I can yeah. All right, I'll put those in the bag of bitches, which is now our new bag.
Give me 1 second to edit the bag of bitches.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna say that I give mine over to Solani, and then you can use it.
Okay.
Kind of looking.
I think I
Okay.
bought it when we were shopping a little while back.
Okay.
I'll say
Your
Grimco's
bag of
bag of
bitches.
holding my really.
Grimka's, but in Solani's possession.
Awesome, perfect.
Now, none of us will forget.
Yes. If I recall correctly from when I was at Obo, this would be the same creature that believed in test of strength and might. Be curious if this would be the same temple. It seems refreshing. More of a neutral ground on this one.
Okay. As you guys are talking about that, I apologize. Helena steps into the palace. An 18-foot tall stone statue of a Chultan warrior in splint armor, wearing a helmet festooned with Tyrannosaurus teeth and bearing a shield of intricately patterned leopard hide, towers over the chamber and looms over a wide octagonal cistern. The chamber echoes with the sound of rainwater dripping from the ceiling into a gaping pit. The face of the giant warrior statue is completely obliterated by deep gouges, but the rest of the statue remains intact. Clutched in the statue's right hand is a stone spear, and resting on the floor beneath it is a small clay urn. North of the statue is an open balcony overlooking a flooded garden. Standing to one side of the giant warrior is another statue, this one much smaller. Exquisitely lifelike, it depicts a man reaching for the urn, his face turned towards the balcony. In his lifeless eyes, you see terror. Stone steps ascend along the curved wall to the level of a second floor, but that floor is almost entirely collapsed. Someone's been up there, however, because a message of some sort is scrawled across the domed ceiling, or what remains of it.
Oh, okay.
What
Yeah.
would you like to do?
I want to leave Georgie outside just in case the ground here is not all too stable.
What is this?
That's the statue, the smaller statue.
With the guy reaching towards the urn.
The urn that's between the feet.
And then up here is where the message was.
it is reachable from that position if you are at least average height for a medium creature.
Okay.
I guess I should go check that out.
Yeah, go ahead and check it out.
Well, you guys are all still doing your investigation while this is happening. You guys fully split. Creeping back out of the dome. Okay, you're gonna climb up the stairs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Make my way up there. So I
Why
can
don't
see
you
the
make me an
message.
acrobatics check as you begin moving up as the stones wobble underneath your feet?
Oh boy.
You are able to make it up, lightly treading step after step without causing the stairs to collapse.
Okay, which will be right.
As
Is
you
that a
make your way up, you can see a message scrawled in Old Omuan.
Grimka, I think you're gonna have to get up here.
Okay. Just
It's in that language you were deciphering earlier.
okay, right.
Oh, be
Uh,
careful though. If you step there, it's a little loose there. Be careful.
Slowly climb up the stairs.
You are a small creature. You get advantage on this check.
I'm. Oh, it's acrobatics, not dexing.
Yes.
21.
Okay, 21. You make it up. You look at it, you pull out your script of paper and attempt
Yeah.
to translate it. Give me a history check. DC 10. No advantage. This says, "True love, faithful general, safe you will rest in Nangalore eternal. None will disturb you while I live. Such is my vow of penance, and for my sins I cannot die."
Crap. That's a little bit more concerning.
So something in here is still alive.
Presumably, if you subscribe to the theory of mummies and whatnot, but I mean, we saw Lich at least 4 times. So,
I mean, this could also just be some sort of poem. No, some sort of
I
art.
this is scrawled. I don't think this is a poem. I kind of think this is very literal.
Huh. Right then. Should make sure to
There's that
mention
little
that. Hmm?
there's that little urn there. I'd imagine the urn to be dear old General.
You mean in between? She points there. That?
Yeah,
Huh.
I think so.
I kinda. I guess we can go see what's inside it.
Well, no. I think we shouldn't touch it. At least not yet.
Okay.
Let's try and relay the information.
As you look out the door, you can see that Solani, Grekthar, and Velthek are on their way out of their pagoda.
Yeah, I'll just like lean my head out and shout over, like, we kind of got a thing over here.
All right.
All right, we're coming.
Do I need to roll another acrobatics?
Yes, you both need to make checks to get down.
Hey, Nate, while I'm walking, this wooden scroll tube engraved with skeletons.
Mm-hmm.
Could I make a quick Arcana check to see if I see any like arcane runes or engravings? Make sure this
Yeah.
isn't like a trap of some kind.
Yeah. You don't see anything
Okay.
that seems like it would be an arcane trap. You do see on the scroll, as you like look at it through, like, crack the top of the tube and look at it, it does appear to have a necromancy sigil on it.
Hmm. All right. I'm gonna hold on to that until I can cast a proper detect magic then, or identify even.
Hmm. Uh,
Did y'all check the doors over here?
Not yet. Wanted to relay our little our little vow, I guess.
Val?
Grimco, as you step a little bit closer to this statue here, you can see that there is a smaller message carved into the floor at this statue's feet.
Oh crap! And looks like there's another one from what I can see. I mean, how close do I have to get to like read it? So I'll get close enough without touching it to read it.
Yeah, you could read it from there. Give me a DC 10 history check. You actually can't fail this. I realize you have a +10, so you can just read all of these. This one
Okay.
says, "Once a thief, forever a slave."
Huh. So I guess somebody who tried to steal it. You know, there's the morbid chance that this isn't a statue at all, and it's actually just some petrified schmuck.
Well, it is. It's a very large schmuck.
No,
Not the big
this
guy. This guy.
star is a smaller, incredibly
Oh,
lifelike statue.
oh, this statue. Okay.
Yeah. Grektar, as you make it over, these are a pair of uh, matching doors to the opposite side, wooden and painted in the style of the dome. They appear to be closed, but you don't see any locking mechanism. They're ornate, if somewhat decrepit. One of them appears to be missing a hinge at the top.
Can I? Do they have handles? Do they push open?
They have handles and they would swing outwards,
So they'd swing out
away from you.
that way. Sure, all of this is Sparta. Them open them.
Boom. You all hear a resounding crash, and one of the doors flies off and rails down the stairs as the other swings up and bangs on the stone side. You can see the opposite landing, 5 feet below you, down the set of stairs before you.
Give me a jump there.
Velthik, as you get to that point, you can see that this large statue also appears to have a message carved into it, or scrawled on it in
So many messages in this
charcoal.
room.
There's another one over here, Groker. Can you read that?
Yeah. Let me give it a go.
True love, faithful general, safe will you rest. Oh, I'm sorry. That is the wrong one.
That's
It
different.
just says, forgive me.
Huh.
No!
Oh. Oh my god. Ah!
Our clones come to kill us!
And the boats too. They brought boats.
Whoops.
They're throwing Georgie in the pit. No!
We're not supposed to be out here.
Forgive me. Boom.
Ooh. Forgive me, young one.
Oh.
I'll circle around. Is there anything like out here? Does it look like there's another message out here?
You look down. Do you like go closer to? You don't see anything on the landing there. Do you go down
Yeah.
and look out over the balcony?
I probably not out over. I just more looking on the floor because that's where all the messages have been somehow.
No, you don't see it. There was one on the ceiling. There's one on the floor next to that guy, and there's one on this big statue's back. You don't see
Okay.
anything out here. You
Is
can
it
see
all
out to
the
the
same-
flooded garden there.
Are these all in the same handwriting? Is this all the same person?
Yes, I will say yes. It looks like it's all the same handwriting.
I presume
Hmm.
so because I mean, like, you know, it was the vow and then the thief and then this. Also, you said the statue was incredibly lifelike, and I kind of think that he's petrified. Can I like Arcana this and see if I would know if it's a statue or a person?
You would know with your flat Arcana check that a statue of a person and a petrified person are nigh indistinguishable except by their detail.
Uh-huh.
If he has been petrified, he is literally a statue, and there is no way to tell that apart other than by
Yeah.
trying to do the thing that cures petrified people.
Okay.
You will
Well,
notice that he
it-
has
detect magic.
eyelashes.
Oof.
Oh fuck, he's
Hmm.
definitely a petrified person.
Oh,
And he was reaching for that urn, right? That's
Mhm.
the position he's in. So you definitely don't touch the urn, or something will turn you into stone.
no.
So
Well, if you all want to give me 10 minutes, I can cast Detect Magic and see if there's anything we should be aware of.
I would
We got
appreciate
time.
that.
Right.
Sadly, I can't really
Well-
fix this man today. I would have to prepare my spells tomorrow.
I will take 10 minutes to ritually cast Detect Magic.
Okay. You do not detect anything within 30 feet of you at this point in time.
All right. Just while I have it up for shits and giggles, I'm going to take out that bone scroll I had out before and see if there's anything magical on it.
It's a magic scroll.
It has
Mm. The scroll is magic or the tube is magic?
The scroll is magic.
Okay. Maybe. Oh, maybe it's
Spell
Do I
scroll?
know what kind of magic? Yes. Does it seem like a spell scroll, or is it like
It seems like a
gonna
spell
blow up?
scroll.
Oh, neat. Okay. I'll open the. All right. By the way, no magic over here. Sorry, I'm playing this new scroll I have now. Give me a second. I
Fair
want
enough.
to
You
take the.
seem to have gotten distracted by that.
No magic over here. Nothing magical in this direction.
Right.
Yep, that's what there. No magic there. Yeah, I will take out the scroll and see if I can read it.
Okay, give me an Arcana check.
Yeah, where is my Arcana? Yeah.
Damn.
Ooh.
This is a scroll of protection. Parentheses undead.
Protection from undeath?
Protection from undead.
Hmm. Spiffy.
So for 5 minutes, we can protect ourselves from undead entering a cylinder area.
Welcome back.
Is this an actual spell, or is this part of like the module?
This is a thing. I mean, this is part of the module. Like, this is
Mhm.
Tomb of Annihilation.
Like, but what I mean is like, is this a spell from the PHP? It doesn't sound familiar.
It's not from the PHP, it's a customized.
Okay, it's a customized spell. That's what I'm getting. Okay.
It's in TOA. I don't know. Yeah, this is the
Okay.
thing that you find there. I assume it's
Is it a
in the
wizard
DMG or
spell?
something. No, it's not a it's not a spell scroll. It is a scroll that contains an enchantment. That's not a spell.
Okay. All right.
It's a scroll of protection,
This
and
it wasn't like protection from poison or protection from energy, but for undead.
Mhm.
Gotcha.
right. It creates a barrier around you that protects you.
All right.
Um,
Okay.
Character, as you're passing forward, you can see two more of these recessed, particularly exotic, uh, sheltered gardens, as well as a second, larger and more well-made pagoda, or more well-maintained pagoda.
Or Graxar will call back to Solani and say there's another pagoda out here.
All right. No. Well, see you in a second. We shouldn't get too separated.
Just briefly looking down into the water.
Like out here?
No, we're in the.
Sure. Make me perception.
Hazarding a guess in his own mind of what this is.
It's a 20-foot deep pit, and as you watch for a minute, you can see movement in the murky, mossy depths. You see a couple, maybe a handful of snakes down there.
So we don't want to go down there.
My eyes kind of narrow. I'm like, I'm starting to get a feeling of what might have taken over this place, and I don't like it.
You can say that about most places in this jungle. Um, Before leaving, can I just do a quick investigation to see if I find any knickknacks of significance lying around? 25.
You could tell with the 25 that anything of significance would have been swept into the basin here by the constant rainwater. You can tell from the dripping that there is a place up on the roof where water collects in the partially destroyed roof and washes down and would move anything not heavy enough either out the open door or down into that area.
Alright, well, if I don't see anything shiny in the water, I don't intend on going diving the pit of snakes, so
Take a dip.
I'm
It's fine.
you take a dip. Alright,
Tempting.
good to move on unless there's anything else we need to look at in this room.
Okay. I guess freely move along the map.
Mhm.
Helena, is there anything you want
Alright.
to be doing?
Mm, can I walk through here?
Yeah, you can walk under it.
Oh, okay. I think Elena's just going to just wander around.
I'll have Jordan come through now. I don't think the ground is gonna fall out from underneath it.
Are you alright, Miss Elena? You seem distracted.
Me?
Just taking in the sights, I assume.
Oh, yeah. I mean, look at this place. It's so pretty.
It's certainly a sight.
At the edge. I think she would can she sit on the edge and
Yeah.
look at the flowers with her like legs kind of dangling over.
Yeah, absolutely. The plants in this enclosed garden are like nothing you've ever seen, even in the gardens to the south. Their shapes are fantastic. Their colors are like gems sparkling in the sun. The walls are uh, 5 feet high, and this strangely beautiful garden imparts a sense of serenity upon you. There's also a message scratched into the wall. You've seen a message scratched on the wall of each of the 4 of these recessed gardens.
Oh.
Hmm.
Helena would, still sitting down, turn around and call for Grimka to see if she can translate them.
Hmm? Oh, you got something else to read?
Yeah. Yeah, she points out the writing on the wall.
It says, Great Ubtao free me.
Religious.
Spicy.
I'm confused. Is this a temple or a tomb? There's definitely a guy buried in that room over here. Or, well, cremated and put into an urn.
Solani, you could put your ear to the door. And you hear. It is quite rude to eavesdrop.
My
Do we recognize the voice?
Hmm?
No, but it is cold and imperious.
my apologies, we did not know someone was living here.
The doors give a creak and not like with a great deal of force, but swing outwards of their own accord unless you're gonna stop them, Grakthar.
No, I'll back up when I see him opening.
This single large chamber inside the dome is obviously a royal apartment, or was centuries ago. Now the bright floral murals are dim and gray. Bits of colored glass are heaped beneath a cracked mosaic. Enabled wooden tables are split and tilting, and every bit of cloth is frayed and streaking. At the center of the room, a long divan stands at the top of a circular dais. Reclining on the divan is a woman dressed in a flowing robe made of parrot feathers in stunning colors. Despite the heat, her arms, head, and face are covered in feathery veils. Next to her, a black orchid grows out of a large clay pot at the head of the divan. She addresses you with a voice tinged with an odd inflection. Strangers have come to Nangalore, my love. They seem to have mistaken me. What boon would our subjects beseech? And you all turn at the sound of this voice.
And
That's
feeling like I've been presented with someone in a prisoner's royalty, I would like to kind of fall back into my old ways, bow deeply, and go. Again, my apologies for the disturbance. We are merely passerbys looking to admire the beauty of this garden and hopefully find anything that might be helpful on our perilous journey. We truly did not mean to intrude.
And where does this journey go? My general knows this land better than anyone. As she gestures towards an empty space next to her.
Mm,
In Elvish to Solani, uh, basically the functional equivalent of, do you think this person is cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs?
d- could I watch her face, see if she shows
And
any
it would be
recognition of
quiet
Elvish?
to just so that hopefully only Solani could hear it, but
Okay. Um, as he asked that, Nate, I still have detect magic going. Do I sense anything magical within the radius of it?
No.
Okay. Then I would give a slight nod to Grakthar. We are planning to travel north up the river from here, looking for a
Ah,
long.
to Mesro. Some of the finest merchants. Their silks and flowers are always a welcome tribute. You must be parched. Perhaps I could offer you royal refreshment. And she'll snap her fingers, and a very normal looking human woman in sackcloth clothing will move from her position at the far end of the area towards a small jug and a stack of like
so
clay cups that seem to have gems pushed into them or glued to it.
so to be clear, we're talking to Zalcor.
Zalcor. Yeah.
Okay, I wasn't sure if we were talking to that
No,
person or
that is
the
the
one in the
person
middle.
in sackcloth.
Got it.
And she's the noble, presumably noble lady with the feathers.
Yeah, Grunko will like lean in and be like, Zalcor is the queen.
Your
Then, as to
magic
treat her like
offends
one,
my love. Disperse it, or he will see to you.
uh, yeah, her house, her rules. I will disperse my detect magic.
Outlanders, elves and dragonborn in our lands.
As as I said, we are merely passerbys in this beautiful land of yours. Truly humbled to have seen it and your garden.
That's quite a wiggle.
It's beautiful, Your Highness.
It is my domain, reigns supreme above all.
Well, from other parts of Chota we have seen so far, you are certainly correct in that. It is definitely a lot nicer, more peaceful here than other places we have been.
The what you take to be the servant will kneel and pass the finest goblet to uh, the queen, and then stand and hold out a tray in the four of you's direction,
Can
as
I
if inviting you to enter the area.
can I roll an insight on her to see if
Sure.
like this is all her business or if she looks like she's trying to Like, give us signals of like, get me out of here or something.
Sure.
Oh, thank God.
You don't
19.
detect anything other than, like, no, what you would expect from a normal noble servant.
All right. Well, as much as I don't want to potentially drink something that's poison, she will consider it rude if we don't. So Lonnie's
Uh,
gonna.
in
Oh,
in Elvish, seeing kind of your hesitance, Grakthar will say, "Don't worry, Mistress. Grakthar will drink first."
I, she might know Elvish. I replied back.
Uh,
Um,
s- so I'll approach and take one of the goblets and take a sip.
mm,
It is wine that has gone somewhat vinegary. It is very, very old.
Mm.
I'll make a face and swallow because I know if I were to spit it out, that would be bad. Like I'm dumb, but not that dumb.
if I'm
Uh,
like giving Grakthar a look of like
Right.
Grakthar. If it's not poisoned, you keep you keep.
Keep that shit down.
I will also
and
grab a
then
cup, but
and then a fine vintage.
yeah. Solani will also grab a cup, but not drink from it, and just hold it very daintily.
Yeah, we'll step in. Grimko will step in and grab herself a cup.
Same as well.
As soon as the last glass is taken, the person will retreat around to the back of the dais. Where you can see they're standing in front of a small chest.
She never gave us her name, did she? I know it's Zalcor there, but did she introduce herself as Zalcor?
No.
All right, I'll
Well,
go.
I would have told. Grimko would have told you.
I know, but for the sake of we're having a conversation, I don't want to be rude. I'll go. Allow us to introduce ourselves. My name is Solani, formerly of House Nastasia. This is Velthik, Grakthar, and Grimka. Might we learn your name so we know the presence of the great ruler of this garden?
I am your queen, travelers, while you are in this land of mine. The current and former eternal queen of Omu, Zalcore. And this is my general, Thiru Taya, master of all arms in our fair empire.
Where is she pointing?
Uh, as if there were someone standing like next to the head of her divan
But there's no one
on the
Which,
dais with
there.
her, but there is no one there.
yeah, at least my detect magic did not determine anyone invisible there.
It's an honor to meet you and be in your presence. I apologize for dropping in unannounced.
Yes, what is your business in Mesro, the second greatest city of Fairchild?
Uh,
Well, you said yourself they have some of the finest trade goods and silks around. We would surely be much blessed to view it ourselves.
Mhm.
Perhaps earn ourselves some valuable contacts to help us on our journey.
See, not finer than my own cities. You could always avail yourself of the many merchants of Omu.
Oh, of course, but as you say, the Mesro is on the coast, and if we ever need to make our reach further out from Chult, it is good to expand a wide net, don't you say? Don't you
Yes.
think, rather?
Hmm, perhaps.
I am.
No, yes, I do agree, my love.
Hmm.
Please do not take it as
General,
any offense.
she
Oh,
goes like completely ignoring, just goes up to like touch. It's as if you reaching out to touch someone, but she just caresses empty air, as far as you guys are aware.
Hmm.
Uh,
I
well,
would
my
ask the ladies' curiosity and opinion on the Lordship of Rosnasi.
Her face will scowl. Those damned snakes took everything from me. First I was betrayed and cast out from my city, and now snakes and betrayers and snakes. Ubtau's own, excuse me, Mesro's own former Bare masquerading as the lord of my domain. My general, you must marshal our forces and take back what is ours. And there is a thudding sound as if a heavy spear striking the stone dais.
holy shit! Is someone there? What the?
Hmm.
ooh, maybe if
Must.
it is, it's not contained by anything but detect magic, unless it's coming from her.
Well, it couldn't have been, right? That doesn't make sense.
Well, detect magic won't detect invisible stuff, just
That's true.
generally.
It
Mm.
is
Not
to
unless they
my.
have cast the invisibility spell specifically. Or
Right,
Hmm.
if it's a natural invisibility, not a magical invisibility, I guess. Yeah.
He's a
It is.
fucking ghost.
It is to my knowledge that Rosnasi had been left weakened for a time and might still be recovering his strength. If that interests you.
enemy weakened. It's a strange prospect to bring to a queen. I ask again, what boon do our subjects ask?
Hmm.
Um, uh, we're uh, we were hired to escort someone to Mesro.
Yes. Would you perhaps know the ways, Clay?
Mercenaries. You can hear the pursed lips behind the veil.
Hmm.
Well, it's a living.
Personally, Your Highness, I've been enjoying studying your fine culture here in the kingdom. Perhaps if you would give us your permission to travel through the lands, it would help us.
Hmm.
Yes, we wouldn't dare ask for anything more. Seeing your garden has been more than enough of a privilege. All we ask is for your permission to proceed on our journey.
Do you know someone by the last name of Shadow Mantle?
I'm told someone of that name is within the heart of Ubtao. My general's reports have confirmed this.
What's your opinion on them?
Thayans are welcome. They are some of the highest demand for our slave trade.
Hmm.
Mm.
An understandable good business prospect.
Does anyone in the part of the four of you have 16 or higher charisma?
Oh, charisma, no.
No.
Not
No.
by a lunch.
Okay.
Very
I
good.
have a 10.
I also have a 10.
Damn.
Wow, we're average.
We're all pretty good.
In exchange for fair tribute, I would be more than happy to grant this boon. What have you brought for me to add to my beautiful garden?
Shit.
My
Grakthar
husband
has a
suggests an
javelin.
art piece. I am always preferable to jewels.
I'll pull out
If
uh this ruby that I have worth 100 gold. Uh, Grakthar has this.
She will, the servant goes to, like, take a step, and she, like, throws her hand up, and she stops. Zalcor reaches out and pulls a small silver bell, and you hear a flapping from near the rooftop, and, on still wings, a
mm,
blue and white Iblis will fly down and land near her, and it looks at you, Grakthar, with beady, intelligent eyes.
Mm.
Do you hold out the stone?
Sure.
It will snatch it in its finger, in its long beak from your fingers, nearly catching you with it, with the sharpness of it. And it hops back, craning its long neck towards Zalcor, who will examine the stone lazily from her divan and make a shooing gesture, and the creature will flap and fly back up and out of sight, disappearing into some sort of hidden rafter disguised cleverly in the white paint of the ceiling.
Mm.
Granted.
Thank you, your ladyship.
Thank
I'm
you.
glad you were pleased.
You would not thank my general for sparing your lives?
Of course, the general is most gracious.
Apologies, and thank you graciously.
Uh, as you guys are finishing this, I'm going to ask you to do a combined charisma or persuasion check, if you have proficiency in persuasion, to leave a good impression on her.
Oh fuck.
Just
Oh
a straight
no! All right,
charisma or a persuasion check.
Yes.
Yeah.
all right.
Oh, okay.
Oh no!
Oh no. Oh
Okay,
We
no.
are
once
incredibly
per,
average.
once
Uh,
per day reroll. I'm using my
Vel-
once per day on that.
Yo, me too. Me too.
Velthek, you can use my
No,
once per session.
I will try and do
so
you honor, my friend.
worse.
Hey.
You're so polite though.
Right, you're so nice.
Please
You're so nice for
let me
once.
send you on your way with some further refreshment.
Oh fuck! She's gonna kill us. She's gonna kill. She's on
At
her way
this time,
towards
the
it.
servant is going to come forward with what appear to be small sandwiches, with like like parchment paper wrapping on them, cut in half.
Uh,
They look
Nice.
nice.
Grakthar is famished, thank you. And I'll take one and eat it, start eating.
Okay.
Delightful.
Thank you, Your Highness. Your kindness is immeasurable.
Do I need to make a con save, Nate?
Uh, as Does anyone else take sandwiches?
I mean, I would. I would be
I-
I'm
happy with
taking
I
it,
will
but I
take
won't
one, but
eat
I-
it right away.
I'm not. Yeah, me neither.
Yeah.
Correct. You know when you're really hungry and you haven't eaten in a while, you get a little bit of a stomach ache. You give me a con save.
Mm-mm.
Uh,
Iron gut, Grakthar.
Zalkar will take a sandwich as well and bite into it.
Mm.
You see her hand disappears behind her veil for her to do so.
Oh, you know her face is all fucked up and rotted under there. You know it. You know.
well,
How
we
dare
do
you?
not want.
I didn't say that.
You
Okay?
didn't say that in character.
That was so obviously out of character.
I can't believe you would say that to me.
How could you? General, slay them.
She
No,
did
please.
not say that.
No, of course not. Grink is
Hmm.
not that fucking dumb. May you and your gracious general find triumph against the snakes.
None can resist the power of our empire. Now be gone. I wish to rest.
As you wish. Turn around.
I will.
Shoo. I shoo everyone out. Go, 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 go.
I am going to bow deeply and not turn my back on her as I step out.
Your Majesty.
Grakthar bows as well and backpedals out of the room. And I shut
Close
the
the door.
doors behind me.
Oh, all right. I think we've overstayed our welcome.
Definitely, we should leave before anything happens.
When you
Y'all
guys come
should try
back,
the sandwich. They're pretty good.
when you guys come
I
back,
thought that sandwich
Elena's
is
like
probably 200 centuries years old.
dozing
I mean, the
off.
wine tasted a little off.
You're
What was she
sleeping.
doing right now?
Yeah, she's like
Lena's.
she got
Georgie.
so relaxed.
George just walks up and like nudges her in the back with his head.
She's like, oh, and she just like turns side to side.
Have a good
Beautiful
night.
place, and she like, gets up, kind of like unbalancing. She's kind of like, unbalanced a little bit, because it's so sudden.
Yeah, let's go.
Oh,
We met
Okay.
the
The queen.
ruler of this fine establishment.
okay. Oh, well, I missed that. I'm sorry. I got too distracted by the flowers.
I mean, that's fair. It is what a chance to take in such beauty.
Definitely. Well, You guys didn't run into
Is-
any trouble? No
Uh,
fighting?
Guys, did the birds multiply? There were birds over there than there were before.
You can see several birds perched atop the carved statue faces of wolves that are around the edges of this building.
I
They
sort
peer
of point
down.
them out, and
Obviously, our time has grown short. Unfortunately, we should
Yes,
take
sir.
our leave.
Okay.
unless we want to fight our way out, we should go.
We should.
You can see Velfinger's
Raxar-
trying to keep a bigger composure than panic mode.
Grakthar perks up at the word fight.
We're trying not to fight.
No.
If the Lich comes back, we're gonna need all our strength for her. We don't need to waste it on whatever's going on here.
Skedaddle. Skedaddle.
At least it wasn't a total loss.
That's very true. Found some necessary things that you had needed.
Yeah, and shoot, we got
Listen,
sandwiches.
I still wouldn't eat the
No.
sandwiches.
I'm not going to.
It's
Oh.
not that bad.
Guys, there's a.
Oh.
Perched in the tree that you use to get up about 15 feet further above the raised area that you're currently on, there's another illusion.
That's perfectly all right. The queen gave us her.
Permission to travel. Yeah.
Yep. Exactly. She wouldn't dare go back on her word. We have nothing to fear from the birds.
Just- How are we gonna climb down? Here?
Oh, we can
Uh,
scramble down.
Yeah.
it's
We can.
plenty. We could shimmy down.
Are the walls like straight up vertical or are they slanted?
Solani and Grekthar, as you
Uh-oh.
get to there, you step on the ground and there's just a slight twanging sound, and you can see near invisible spider web like threads the
Hmm.
statue. And there is a clicking sound from within and a
Oh,
scraping, and you watch 1, then 3, then 5, then 8 legs spiderweb out of a crack in the large domed edifice here as a gigantic spider begins to pull
Oh,
its way out,
that's a
squeezing
big
its
boy.
thick, hairy body out into the fading sunlight.
just had to touch the web.
And as it
I
moves
wasn't
towards,
intending to.
it opens its jaws wide, and you can see liquid-like venom dripping from the ends of fangs bigger than short swords. And that's where we're going to end today's session.
All right. He seems friendly enough.
He seems
What a
friendly.
friendly guy!
Yeah.
He's a cool guy. You just gotta get to know
Yeah, look at that token. He's playing with his friend.
him. You know what he's missing? Democracy.
Couples of liberty. Thank you very
I'm
much.
down for some demo crazy. I'm down to go demo crazy, dog. Yeah, thank you guys all for coming. This was a ton of fun.
Yeah.
You successfully
Thank you
avoided
very much for running.
almost every combat that I had.
We're cautious.
Very
Wow.
skirted. This is the party that I trained with Tomb of Annihilation. Now you go back to chapter 2, you're like, I'm not going into any of those gardens. We're going into the
I don't
one
know
empty
how.
building and the other empty building, and that's it.
Look,
Also, if I touch
honestly,
anything in that garden, it's gonna fucking wilt.
I found most of what I need from that first building, so I'm mostly satisfied.
Well, yeah, and if the individual polished marble isn't right, I guess Grimka could fuse them all together and make a giant polished.
Right. That was my
Um,
next questions for you, Nate. If I could use 5 of those marbles to equal 1 marble of polish for my spell reagent.
Yeah, it doesn't say that it has to be a single piece. It just says polished marble worth
Polished
that.
marble.
So, yeah.
All right,
So
and I'm
you
assuming
can
within
use
this
5 of
miniature,
those marbles. Yeah.
and assuming within this miniature set of cutlery, there's a silver spoon worth 5 gold.
Yes.
Cool. Now we
so
just
then
need
we
to get
just.
over the ivory. That's the last obstacle.
And
I was looking, and it says carving ivory is easy.
Yeah, but you
So.
still need the tools to do it.
True.
Like it's hard to carve something that's not a spear with just like a dagger, because it's hard to get the curved part. You're just chipping at it, and that's gonna destroy a weapon really fast, and it's not gonna make something that's worth an amount of money. Like it needs to be nice. That's the prerequisite. Otherwise, you could just, I mean, fabricate would also be another thing that works. Whenever you get Grimcut to 1x1, fabricate you whatever you need. But we'll pick back up next time. Oop, that's not the right map. Oh my goodness. This one.
Anyway.
Hey, the map was naked for a second.
Briefly.
Naked. Naked.
Okay.
Nate kid.
Nate kid.
Sorry.
Glad we didn't start any shit with her if she knows Thayan wizards and she's in good graces with them.
Yeah. No. I was like,
Thank
oh,
you.
he likes them. Better not say we fuck
Don't
her.
say no yet. The spider might be her friend.
I think that's the case, but at the same time, I don't think the spider's gonna let her just fucking leave.
Yeah.
Maybe the
I'm just saying.
sandwiches you guys